it's gonna be easy, as we know that BRRBRRPATAPIM.
All right, chat, let's see this.
That you have to worry about, right? Tanuki is the name that comes up the most when you talk about this team, but Polly and Pokey are definitely
first game, bro. First game.
Enzo conflicts to so many different vanguards as well for that dive to come on through, but the Captain America and the Psylocke together cannot make it out of this draft.
All right, playing for some plane tickets and the tickets of a grand finals against Rad Esports. EMEA's losers finals starts right now.
Both of the Lokis going to be removed, Saipei, and cannot going to be able to get that.
Okay, chat. This is our first game, chat. This is our first game. I hope you guys are excited.
Psylocks are going to be salivating.
I hope you guys are excited.
The butterflies as poor Phi, well, the Human Torch is
I'm excited.
Extinguisher taken to him as BRRBRRPATAPIM will not allow him through the ban system.
Trying to constrain the hero.
I'm excited because I hope tonight doesn't end till 3 a.m.
We've seen these Human Torch players occasionally get targeted out. That was what happened versus Zero Tenacity yesterday. Smash Nez having their hero pool minimized constantly. It's going to be a protector for Captain America here, and this might actually force out a Psylocke ban from the side of VIRTUS.PRO. They don't want to go up against the Polly-Pokey duo. This addition of Polly and Pokey really was what elevated the former OG roster from a second place, always the bridesmaid, into competing to be the bride.
Yeah, VIRTUS.PRO are probably going to want to prioritize having some form of a shield Vanguard too next to that ammo, although they have liked putting Nevix onto the Hulk, though Tanuki does like to flex over to the Star-Lord as of...
You know what's really surprising that I noticed that NA does that EU doesn't do? Why doesn't EU like abuse Wolverine? Is there any like, is there not good like Wolverine players in EU?
VIRTUS.PRO and BRRBRRPATAPIM notably
NB win yesterday? Yes, NB won.
Touch the Punisher either to ban or to block.
It went down to a match 5.
For VIRTUS.PRO, do you want to ban the Magneto? Do you want to ban the Psylocke? Could counter ban the Human Torch here. A lot of options open.
EU people are not short, I guess. Tanuki is a good wolf. Then why do they not like abuse Wolverine? Did they not see what Terra was doing on Wolverine yesterday?
To make sure that it cannot be target banned, and having a Psylocke
the greatest answer. Wolverine is like the best character to ever exist.
Psylocke player like Pokey, just mark that with Spark, who's always happy to take that duel.
There's got to be a Luna ban now from BRRBRRPATAPIM though, because they've been able to remove the Captain America, but you absolutely do not allow Sparker access to a Psylocke with an idle aura attached to it. But no, it's going to be the Star-Lord ban. So VIRTUS.PRO get both the Magneto and the Emma and the Luna and the Psylocke. They're very much getting a premier composition coming all through, but it does deviate drastically to the last time these two matched up onto Krakoa, as VIRTUS.PRO's entire composition was based around Torch.
Yeah, the entire thing based around Phi getting value on the Torch, but for those of you who don't know Phi's history in competitive hero shooters, used to be a little bit of a hit scan aimer, a sniper enthusiast. We haven't seen much Black Widow, of course, as she does require that Mantis pocket to really get a huge amount of value. Does have a new team up with the Punisher, but we yet to really see both of those get drawn out. Krakoa is where we are going to start our lower bracket finals here. And it feels like both of our teams are going to be...
No predictions? I already ran the predictions.
After the ban phase.
Predictions are over.
Yeah, Rescomp made it through as well, even though the Star-Lord did not manage to make it
this is not a best of 7. This is a best of 5.
That's a potential avenue of pivot for one of these teams to
This is the lower bracket finals, chat. Whoever wins this moves on to the grand finals, and the grand finals is the best of 7.
This win condition, the final judgment on that Punisher, to potentially play havoc into BRRBRRPATAPIM.
Chat, it's going to be 32 Celsius here tomorrow. Oh, you'll live.
With the reaction check of that Meteor M to shut it down entirely.
All right, speedy rollouts from everybody. We are going to see Ken rolling through on that Invisible Woman as well. We won't have a team up, but we'll be able to...
Oh, Tanuki is playing Wolverine. Okay.
Scenarios in
this is what I like to see. This is what I like to see.
Not just that, but having Guardian Shield to be able to block the Meteor M if it comes towards Spy, as well as Dreedro when they're in their animations of their ultimates. As VIRTUS.PRO take the high ground, they know that Tanuki is going to be on Wolverine, Polly and Pokey on the Captain America and the Psylocke, and they don't want to leave one of that backline vulnerable. So stack up it is.
All right, backline already assaulted, but Polly forced to go elsewhere by the culling turret for now.
Spectate the mag. Yeah, bro, I got you. I'm gonna spectate the mag. If you guys want me to spectate anyone, let me know. I'm controlling the spectator client.
Vanguard line. Oh, that's gonna be a big grab there. Nevix actually instantly uses their sonic projection to try and peel for themselves midway through that leap, and it seems to have worked for now. Enzo's fallen on the other side. Fire's just pumping out the damage with the assault rifle, and it seems like VIRTUS.PRO, they're more patient play style, going for the high ground control.
Spectate Tanuki. I got you.
Still BRRBRRPATAPIM, even down there Magneto, yet to give away that much. Invisible boundary drawn up in relation to the incoming damage, and Fincy on the other side.
You know, actually,
the invisible boundary could be healed up.
They're spectating the supports. That's good. Oh, that was risky.
From 5 focusing in with this final judgment to get
that was risky, bro.
Alex using the physical cover, and a quick hop into the Dark Force dimension is all that they need. Extra damage coming through from the Dance of the Butterflies. That's going to be Pokey.
Pokey. With the hat on today.
To make sure that he survived that ultimate. Coming on out the Bulwark from the Magneto, which meant that it wasn't up and available for when Dance of the Butterflies comes through. Fight gets a little bit too uncomfortable, tries to shotgun plus jump out of it, but that just means one less body to absorb, and Pokey gets all of the value. And BRRBRRPATAPIM are going to be able to pick up first point cap. Now we're going to see the pivot. Fires over onto the Namor Nevix, the Hulk, so that they can have the Gamma team up. But when the Wolverine, the Psylocke, and the Captain America try to show up, they've got that immediate burst down with the Gamma Monstro, and that's going to allow the space for Sparker to start getting a little bit more aggressive and force Tanuki back further.
Yeah, making inroads into the back. Polly falling low as well. I believe the passive of Tanuki has been burned. Freedom Charge can give her that over health, and that's going to be a big pull there. The force physics onto VIRTUS.PRO.
Chat, does anyone on VIRTUS.PRO play Wolverine?
I
don't think I've ever seen anyone on VIRTUS.PRO play Wolverine. I think I've always seen him play
stabbed in the back of the head there by Sparker.
Like the flyers.
Back of the healing factor for that one, and now it's a sonic seduction from VIRTUS.PRO. Should be able to quickly turn this one around, but now using the Dance of the Butterflies. Ken's fallen down, Enzo the same. Alex remains, and this is a very ambitious usage here of the Eternal Bond. Target focus could be everything, grabbing Alex in.
Whoa, killing them. Wow, killing through the supportal. Wild.
Flip, or at least they should do. There's one last player remaining. That's going to be Pokey and Polly. That's going to be the flip.
I don't know if Enzo actually started using the Strange Teleport, though. He swapped over to the Doctor Strange, but the Doctor's not in. He's out. And that means that BRRBRRPATAPIM might not have that one for a couple of fights to go. But with 90% on the point, you have to be more than pleased with the progress you've been able to find. You're going to have a last stand, a Dance of the Butterflies as well, when VIRTUS.PRO's 2 strategists are both down their defensives, which means that everyone has to play Giga stacked up, which feeds into Tanuki's potential with the last stand. The more players that are grouped up, the better the Wolverine gets.
Looking to build up that rage first, of course. You can get it for free off of these squids if you do allow them to hit you. The approach coming through, they really want to get down on Sparker. Pokey, a little bit unideal when it comes to a disengagement. Oh, that could be a quick smash there onto Ken as well. Tanuki might well be overwhelmed. A big spit coming through. A large grab, though. Oh,
damn. Oh, he didn't get them out. Tanuki didn't get them out of the supportal, I think, so that his ult didn't do really much. But they're getting the kills.
To try and chase down Pokey, uses a dash, but the rotations are good. Oh, the cover is broken. Still, though, the remainder of VIRTUS.PRO are nowhere to be seen. Spark needs to try and find a health pack. I don't know if we've got time to come back with the TP. It's going to be by the edge of their seat when it comes to this roll through the 100%.
Damn, and they wasted the TP because they couldn't make it in time. Damn, chat. Bro, I told you. Wait, you guys are saying that I jinxed teams and I said VIRTUS.PRO was going to win. I told you BRRBRRPATAPIM.
The second that they can get
no, actually, I think I did say VIRTUS.PRO looks stronger.
Damn! Captain America, the Psylocke, and the Wolverine.
Game's not over that. Game's not over. Game's not over. Pokey's popping off. He's 9-2.
Slower rotations, as well as sending Sparker to try and duel out the Captain
9-2 with 5 final hits. Sparker 8-2 with 7
7
final hits.
To the spawn room. Ken and Alex 1 apiece. Judo and Saipe 2 and 3. The backline has been severely
I don't know. I think VIRTUS.PRO is a very strong team.
VIRTUS.PRO don't have the
but when it comes to the res comp, chat, when they play the res comp, they're undefeatable. But if you ban their res comp, I feel like they're a little bit handicapped. And also, I have never seen them play Wolverine, bro. Not being able to play Wolverine, I think, is very, very, I don't know, bad. I've seen Wolverines carry games, man, as we saw yesterday, Terra.
Of BRRBRRPATAPIM And that might take them all the way to China.
Yeah, Polly's going to have freedom charge as well, potentially 10% away from it, so that you can give extra health bar and a new breakpoint to survive down to the butterflies. That does mean that he's potentially going to have to be playing a little bit closer to his team, though. But given the positioning, we can see that definitely trying to check out where Sparker is going to show up from, so they can try and absorb all of the damage coming on through. Dance of the Butterflies finds his target, but no one goes down.
Oh wow, didn't get anyone with that LeBron James shot. LeBrick, sorry, not LeBron James, LeBrick.
Of position. Plenty of extra HP though. That was given over by the freedom charge of Polly. Tanuki starting to deliver here behind the Guardian shield. Ridger had nowhere to go. The Dark Force couldn't grasp at the mutant, and now Nevic's going to be next up on the docket, trying to shut down Fincy before being mind controlled. Now just to avoid the incoming damage, while Alex comes in from another angle and takes down the Vanguard VIRTUS.PRO, despite claiming the initiative with that Dancer of Butterflies. Seem to have worked out well.
Yeah, Tanuki even just utilizing the Feral Leap there so he can dive back into Alex's Eternal Bond. So if he does start getting snared up by the ammo, he's got that immediate heal of 250 per second. Nevix is going to be coming out of spawn onto the Hulk, but doesn't have the Wall Breaker form just yet. And Saipe, the hand was forced. We've already burned Fate of Beaufort, so we don't have the lineup to amplify Fi's damage with the Horn of Proteus.
Eternal Bond can be matched here by the Invisible Boundary as well. The Invisible Boundary does last a little bit less time though, and already we can see Tanuki has been split off. There we go. It's a low usage of the last.
Damn, they countered the Wolverine that easily though.
Proteus, a Terror Cape onto Ken. Look at that absolute perfect target focus from VIRTUS.PRO.
Hitting the whale on
exactly what the
Tanuki.
counterplay was going to be, and he gets shut down in an instant. And now it's into the stalling mode. A big investment here from Pokey. The cross healing should be strong between these strategists, and VIRTUS.PRO back in control.
Yeah, and VIRTUS.PRO don't really exhaust all of their ultimates for the cost of that Dance of the Butterflies either. Very much playing the bait and switch game, walking out knowing that Tanuki's last stand wouldn't be able to take one of them down permanently, and it allowed them to mark out the Wolverine's position for the Horn of Proteus to just catch him into that earthbound state. And so it's going to have the Meteor, and the Dridder is already out of that Eternal Bond. Saipe is going to be the target of choice for that Magneto, but you can get shielded by the Hulk as Dance of the Butterflies comes on through and stalls that BRRBRRPATAPIM's approach once more. That's Nevix's bubble though, burned.
Fresh dance just dropped. No need for bubbles now. Time to get
God,
violence as the rage consumes.
I feel like
Swedish
Wolverine is what Reaper should be in Overwatch. Like, he is a tank buster. Reaper, I don't think is even a tank buster, bro. He tickles the tanks, and then the tanks just roll Reaper.
That's good value there from the side of Tanuki. An instant popping of the Fate of both
LeBrick.
Enzo gets very little off the back of the
LeBrick.
Actually going to be taken
Yo,
down
CPT velocity for 23 months. Appreciate it.
From the back, multiple stuns, but the freedom charge means that everyone can survive the Horn of Proteus as it rolls on through. VIRTUS.PRO still in control, but Polly in the back is an absolute menace to deal with. Into the Eternal Bond. It deals with the meager damage of the Captain America, and the Sonic Seduction could be everything here to try and isolate a player who's out of position. Outside of that invisible boundary, though, it seems like most of BRRBRRPATAPIM have survived the onslaught. Fire in the back taken down. The Monstro spawns banished, and Sparker has to try and make something work here as Polly continues to harass and harangue the backside. Oh, Ken, the perfect push stops Sparker from delivering the damage off the back of that, but Tanuki's got no such issues, staying on target all the time. A quick X across and crosses out Sparker, exiled momentarily, but BRRBRRPATAPIM reclaim control.
It's a long fight.
Damn, they're bullying Nevix, chat. They're bullying
Nevix. They're not gonna
Nevix.
have the opportunity if they go down staggered. One of them can strange portal, but if it's a full team wipe, then we go next round over towards Carousel. Fi's gonna actually swap over to the Wolverine himself just to play counter grapple when Polly tries to jump on through and create the space for Pokey to come on out with the Dance of the Butterflies. As VIRTUS.PRO, they know they don't have the ultimates right now to go toe-to-toe with their opponents. Nevix even onto the Thing too. We're gonna be playing full damage reduction.
Fastball special, good to go as well. Or a cosmic fastball, I believe, and it's the Thing who's throwing. VIRTUS.PRO, they've got to burn through quite a bank of ultimates here from the side of BRRBRRPATAPIM.
This is going to be a lengthy time bank too. By going for the ultimate poke charge, they're allowing the point percentage to creep closer. Dance of the Butterflies is the first to come out. Enzo trying to catch the tail end.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Not able to find the pick though. go. Pokey survives, and Polly is still holding on to the freedom charge. BRRBRRPATAPIM are going to be able to sustain the next 13 seconds with Eternal Bond and outlive and out-sustain VIRTUS.PRO side.
Oh, let's take down Polly before the freedom charge comes through. Indeed, there's no time to hit the Q here, but Nevix has been traded out on the other side. Sonic Seduction, Fincy just cannot find.
Wait, Fi is running the Wolverine. I didn't even notice that.
Flick of HP that remains. Enzo going to be the main target here. Big grab onto Pokey. Oh, even with the feral charge itself around the Guardian Shield, the damage is not going to be fatal when Sparker starts to deliver that dance macabre. But for VIRTUS.PRO, it's all hands on deck. Every gun firing.
I think VIRTUS.PRO is gonna. Yep. There you go. Take that round. Looking at the ults of BRRBRRPATAPIM and everyone just trading off. Yep. Hey, first match, chat. Our first match is already going to the last round, bro. The last round.
So even if it does go to a brawl on the point itself, no strategists can help out the side of their team, and VIRTUS.PRO will just be able to live and see themselves over towards Carousel. We talked about the fact that this could potentially go the distance, and it absolutely is. Navix is going to be sticking with the thing it of his as well, as they might have been able to crack how to deal with this Captain America, with this Psylocke.
I'm bricked up for these matches and J3. Wait, what do you mean and J3?
What? On through, that puddle that gets left on the ground itself, that denies any movement.
A puddle of fear for anyone who relies on that for an escape. A Captain America, a Wolverine, potentially a Psylocke, most definitely. And Nevix was one of the first thing merchants we saw after his release. We saw VIRTUS.PRO pivoting to a group ban meta back then, and really exploiting what the thing could do in the front.
I didn't know Fi played Wolverine, chat.
The fact that Enz is going to be on this range, so that all of your damage goes.
Oh, someone jumped right through the portal. That's funny.
Through the portal, BRRBRRPATAPIM go. Polly's got freedom charge. They want to just start it out with Brawl because they know they've got the upper hand.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Dude, those aggressive portals that teleport straight into a team are so fucking insane, dude.
And Alex, definitely a member of BRRBRRPATAPIM, but deserves so much love, but often doesn't get it because we're just focusing in on how effective the Vanguard players and the duelists are.
Watch out for the Eye of Agamotto followed up by that last stand.
Like, it's something that you don't see in ranked. Ranked, no one will have the courage or like the balls to do that.
Solutions. Stack for the Psylocke, split for the Strange.
All right, Dance with Butterflies channeled here by Pokey. Seems like it's going to require a big response in the form of the Fate of Both Worlds. Enzo, overwhelmed, had started off on that more vulnerable Doctor Strange to begin with. Tanuki might well be grabbed off the point here. The extra jump pack from the rocket being put to good use. Doesn't want to use for teleport. Is able to get into the Eternal Bond that was laying down. That's a four-person last stand, I believe, coming through from Tanuki.
Damn, Saipei started playing Wolverine, but wasn't getting it, so they swapped. Yeah, but that doesn't make any sense. Why would you put a support? Like, if you are in the middle of a game and you need to do some swaps, it's better to take a DPS player who's already on DPS to switch him to
still in control of this point. The
DPS.
Coming in with their
it wouldn't make any sense to take Saipei off the support when he's a good support player and just put him on Wolverine.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
For Ken and Alex. Going to be looking towards that right click from Alex to try and shield people away. Fi now rolling inside of the Eternal Bond. Tanuki forced to back off and now does have that secondary life from the regenerative healing factor. Big last stand. Oh, Sparker picks up 3 on the follow through. And while it was both of their duelist ultimates and an Eternal Bond, VIRTUS.PRO walk away with control.
Yeah, they've got clobbering time and Psionic Seduction too, so those can be used together pretty brutally. As without the Doctor Strange, there is no one from BRRBRRPATAPIM.
Yeah, NCO's, he's on controller.
Can survive
a
getting
flexing. Appreciate the massive prime sub, my friend.
They're going to be building up to the ultimates that they can hit into the backline and try and turn VIRTUS.PRO's heads to split the attention too many ways that they can't take advantage of all of the angles of contest.
Polly just making some pokes in here early, heads over towards the back line, but going to 5. That's not the ideal customer you want as a Captain America. He'll carve through you real quick. Vibranium rarely beats Adamantium. And Sparker just working the margins, building up towards another ultimate super quickly. Ancestry Charge comes on through. Clobbering time gets both Ken and Alex. The invisible boundary can't be brought up now as Ken's already fallen on down. Pokey falling low in their own right. Nevix has to disengage to try and get away from all the damage. Up over.
Oh!
Found by Enzo.
Kobe! That guy was right on the teleporter too. What do you call it? He could have just taken the teleporter if he wanted to dodge that ult.
And now Spark is the last to fall.
Enzo really utilizing the CC immunity frames on the Meteor M to huge value to dodge out of Finzy's Psionic Seduction, and then track down where Saipe was hiding, trying to build up the Fate of Beaufort so that VIRTUS.PRO could continue holding onto that point as long as they possibly could. They're going to have Fate of Beaufort now, as well as that Eternal Bond to try and aggressively make a play, as Fi is over towards the Iron Fist to try and deal with the Captain America this time.
The Iron Fist is a rarity, recently kind of nerfed to heck and back. Fincy utilized for Diamond Form, not too much gained off the back of a Carbon Crush. Sparker not getting too much value off Dance of the Butterflies either, and now harassed by the Captain America. All eyes on Tanuki for last stands ready to go. Fi's in their berserk state, laying out so much damage after using their own block, nearly at the living chi as well. Inside the invisible boundary, it's fairly safe for the remainder of BRRBRRPATAPIM, and there's still all eyes on Tanuki. One ultimate here.
Oh my god, Tanuki!
Burn before the rage of the
BRRBRRPATAPIM taking the first match.
Wiped off the board, and BRRBRRPATAPIM start.
Damn. Wait, does anyone here know BRRBRRPATAPIM has a coach and all that stuff? Because they are out of all the teams that are remaining in EU unsigned.
VIRTUS.PRO don't have the time to swap someone over to Strange and teleport back in. It is go big or, well, lose the map potentially to the fight that comes afterwards. Wonderful game sense to understand that in that fight you really can't afford to just cash it all out.
All right, quick MVP coming through for Alex on the Cloak and Dagger. Looking in on our stats
good
right now,
shit. Wow, Pokey 31 and 6 though.
Wowee, so much damage from Pokey here, playing just the raw side.
The Captain America 23 and 4.
Right now, putting out 26 and 28
Alex and 10.
Respectively. Damn.
Yeah, but the difference is that Sparker on the side.
Damn, bro. Come on, VIRTUS.PRO. You guys are better than that.
Down over the Wolverines so that you can find the pickoff of a really nice Carbon Crush coming out that from Finzy. Or you're trying to chase the Captain America away from your back line. As you really do have to worry about the follow-up that Polly will be.
Did we see their coach yesterday? Bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. Everything. I don't remember.
Sure to follow shortly after.
Streamed so much yesterday. The whole day blends into one.
To Ignite. Everybody had them a tier above. They hadn't lost a single series in an official. And now with their life and their land ticket on the line.
Pokey should have won for the kill.
It's a best of 5.
He could have won that.
Breathing room here. And, well, I did have my complaints before that maybe domination isn't their best mode. They really need to get some big value out of Convoy and Convergence.
It felt as well like they were trying to run through so many.
Yeah, wasn't VP like one of the best? I mean, they are still one of the best teams, but weren't they like sitting on top of the throne in EU, winning after winning after winning after winning, like never even dropping a map?
And then retain that space afterwards.
And now like,
and it meant that we saw what.
And now teams are actually like standing toe to toe with them. That's crazy, bro. It's crazy how teams are, you know.
That Tanuki was able to find, and it felt like they would win maybe one fight.
That was a crazy draw. It's crazy how far these teams have come.
BRRBRRPATAPIM would just adjust how they played into it entirely.
Undefeated until rad. Hey, maybe they were sitting so much at the top that as soon as they got that first loss, it did something to them and they never felt the same.
I mean, maybe it's a little bit of a new play, but like if you're going up against the best Psylocke Cap team in the world and they protect Cap, maybe we gotta ban that Psylocke. I mean, Spark is always down for a Psylocke duel and was getting one over on Pokey quite a few times, but just the combined pressure that Polly Pokey put out is sublime. We'll see if a solution can be found by VIRTUS.PRO after this break.
After this break, who are you rooting for? Between BRRBRRPATAPIM and VIRTUS.PRO, to be honest with you, I'm just cheering on both teams. I don't know. I don't think either one of them. I don't know. I will tell you one thing. I will feel sad for whoever loses because only one more team can go on to the finals in China. So it's either VIRTUS.PRO or BRRBRRPATAPIM. Alright. It's unfortunate. I wish Europe had 3 slots too. Yeah, I don't know how they're running this tournament. I don't know why North America has 3 slots and then like everyone else has 2 and then even Oceania has 1. I do feel bad. But the grand finals, this is like the mid-season finals, chat, for 10 teams. Stage 3, which is like the final, which happens in like November or something, is going to be even bigger. It's going to be I think it's 4 or 5 teams from each. I think it's 4 teams from each region for a total of 20 teams. It's going to be crazy. More players in NA compared to the rest, I guess. It has to do something with the orgs. I don't think it has anything to do with the orgs because who's in it for the finals? We have Sentinels, we have Envy, you have 100 Thieves. Those are the 3 teams in NA, right? And then you have BRRBRRPATAPIM, VIRTUS.PRO. I mean, I don't think it has to do with the orgs because a lot of teams that don't have orgs are making it really far. I don't know. Will you come to land on China, Jay? I hope so. I just got to get my passport. My passport actually expired like a week ago. So I gotta get that shit on fast. Wait, when you go get a passport, you don't have to make a reservation or like an appointment, right? You can just walk in and be like, hey, I wanna get in a passport, and they'll take a picture, blah blah blah, and move on, right?
BRRBRRPATAPIM get to start our series showing off their best looks. Polly and Pokey.
Okay, good. I'm probably gonna take Monday off, considering how I've been grinding this tournament.
Asking potentially for a Psylocke ban, but Harry, here's the troubling thing about the last time these 2 teams matched up. It went 5 maps. Not a single time did VIRTUS.PRO actually ban out the Psylocke.
Oh god.
They went for the Captain America, but they left the Psylocke on the plate permanently.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like, Polly is just very annoying, very hard to get rid of on that Captain America, and maybe they feel that it's
hold on. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick.
On the Psylocke because they can just Sparker go frag, you know. Send Sparker to try and take that 1v1, and Sparker often wins those, as we saw towards the tail end of the Grove. But we'll have to see as we go into map number 2, which is going to be VP's choice, what the adjustment is going to be.
Yeah, I wonder if they take us to Araco. There has been the place that we've seen Tanuki's Panther come for the most, but it's actually going to be Convoy of Midtown that they decide to take us to. Even though the last time we did see them being able to hold Araco and it being one of their favorite maps that they themselves have talked about, as BRRBRRPATAPIM continue to show that they are going to target out Fi's Torch over and over and over. It really looks like BRRBRRPATAPIM came to the conclusion that Fi's Torch was the thing that stopped them from being able to win maps.
Seems like the prevailing theory is thick thigh and lives. And indeed, he do sometimes. And there's the early protect, of course, onto Captain America. Now VIRTUS.PRO in a little bit of a sticky situation. Maybe they could go for an early protect here. They usually go for an early protect onto the EMEA. They do have a way to steal away something like a Loki. Could be.
Yeah, maybe that's how you deal with the Psylocke. You let the Psylocke through, but you save the Loki so you can have both the doppelgangers as well as the regeneration domain, a cooldown which is just as, if not better, than a whole strategist ultimate, given the fact that it prevents the one-shot capacity from coming on from things like a Magneto. As BRRBRRPATAPIM see that it's been a strategist save and immediately swipe away a Vanguard.
Okay, now the question is, do you ban EMEA again? Or do you allow for the EMEA mag to go through? You can invest both your bans towards that, but then you're going up against the Loki Luna backline, which can be undesirable. Cloak and Dagger ban potentially incoming here from VIRTUS.PRO. Interesting. Maybe
they thought about it. That was serious debate.
This could be where you like try and force the protect on the Invisible Woman from BRRBRRPATAPIM.
Maybe, yeah. So that VIRTUS.PRO, they're really heavily going after the strategist. We heard from Nazareno in the interview that he thinks it's not really worth going for the Vanguard bans coming on out, purely off of how flexible a lot of these tank players are coming on through, as VIRTUS.PRO will be saving the Emma Frost. So even though they're not going to be able to get the Magneto potentially, unless BRRBR want to remove something that would maybe make it a little bit harder for a dive to come out, and indeed they go after the Star-Lord coming on.
Not see the Hulk ban here.
I thought we would potentially see the Hulk ban too, so that you couldn't have the Gamma synergy team up with the Namor, especially since VIRTUS.PRO, it feels like their default composition as of late has been Emma Hulk as their Vanguard lineup.
And they're like, this is the adaptation we saw last time. Like VIRTUS.PRO, I think they went for the Mantis ban instead of the Adam ban, similar to their previous ban phase against BRRBR on Hell's Heaven, where they went for all the strategists. Okay, so now the Mantis might be a little bit less playable unless you're going to go for like a Mantis Ultron Invisible Woman.
Yeah, I feel like BRRBRRPATAPIM are going to be able to go for, Mantis, Ultron, Invis. So this torch of Tanuki is going to be incredibly pocketed. And yeah, this was sort of a prevailing theory coming on through that maybe some of these teams would pick up inspiration coming on through from the Asia region, which has loved dive compositions as well as pocket picks with Captain America, Ultron, and Torch coming on through. And BRRBRRPATAPIM definitely feel the closest in identity to one of those teams. So it's not surprising that would be a pivot, given the fact that VIRTUS.PRO immediately removed the Adam Warlock, having probably horrible flashbacks to the last time they played them on this very map.
Yeah. Let's see if they've been watching their Gen G or Reject VODs, picking up some tricks here and there, but feels like BRRBRRPATAPIM probably are our strongest, like, core identity team in EMEA. They really do love their go fast dives. And we'll have to see how the Mantis is going to play into that. Allowing you to 2-tap on Ultron is not to be underestimated. We know that Poke's a very accurate player, but it's going to be Tanuki who's actually going to be picking up the Ultron here.
Yeah, I think you do have to worry, though, from a Flyer's perspective.
Did I miss anything, chat? When I was in the bathroom, did they say anything? Did they mention J3? Did he say how tall, jacked, and handsome he was?
And that Guardian Shield, as we can actually see Sparker starting off on the Winter Soldier so that he has the Bionic Hook, as well as Tainted Voltage to potentially clip a wing from that Flyer coming on through. But first, he has to win the lane duel between Pokey.
They said how bald J3 is? Wait, what?
Just keeping Pokey at bay here could be everything. Just buying that space. Vajridro and Saipair. You can see already the regeneration
doesn't make any sense. I'm not balding.
Used here. Oh, Kensman never extended though. Nevix managed to find the back of that one, and Nevix, what a mechanically gifted Vanguard player. You know he's going to be absolutely pouring out damage on this Magneto.
Saipair too. All of the spam damage has been coming out from the Flyers. Has been able to channel it into Cut Off Mischief Charge. We're 9% away from the first ultimate. It feels like VIRTUS.PRO only just started the map.
Shades of the old metas here from VIRTUS.PRO, and to be fair, maybe the old meta is a bit of comfort for VIRTUS.PRO. This was where they were essentially undefeated, except now they have a little bit of additional frontline power in the form of the Fincy Emma Frost.
Tanuki is going to have Rage of Ultron, but you don't want to use that alone. Maybe it's just to force out that God of Mischief coming on through. That's Regen Domain and God of Mischief all at the same time. Saipair utilizes the shift into the Lunar Snow, gets a huge ice arts off inside a small room, and BRRBRRPATAPIM, more than satisfied with the ultimate that they've been able to bait out, are just going to hold themselves back.
Yeah, just having to use that Fate of Both Worlds towards the end, because otherwise it would have been lost as Saipair's cloning went to bed. Of course, there's a lot of value just in the vanilla clone of the Emma Frost. Of the Lunar Snow, rather, as she does have great vanilla gameplay without any ultimate. Using the Aegis shield here just to try and protect everybody from the incoming Sonic Seduction. This is a dangerous time to be Sparker. Kicked into the wall, the second Fate of Both Worlds now coming forth. Oh, it's like the times of old. She's actually focusing on allowing damage here. As fires up.
Yo, what the hell? Chat, stop being toxic to me, bro.
Alex's invisible boundaries shut on down. Ken's not going to be long for this world. The Trooper's fist is what finishes this song. As Sparker just pumps his fist.
Sparker
and VIRTUS.PRO holding strong.
Is a demon.
There was a little bit of a min-max coming
Jay, did you sleep well? Not enough. I didn't sleep enough. Sparker is a demon, chat.
50% charge. It has another Rage of Ultron. Tanuki, who was on the Ultron, is now on the Torch. He's going to get
oh, wow. He actually landed that, I think, but they BRRBRRPATAPIM pulled him. Wow.
Unbelievable value there from Fire, showing they're not just a human torch player. Another big grab coming through. Man, Alex has been so on top of it with his force physics when it comes to peeling, even if it did not save the ultimate of the Ultron. Tanuki feeling rather unbothered here. No pokes are really going to be coming his way as he rains down fire from above, raising the temperature for VIRTUS.PRO. Polly's approach has been noted here by the Wolverine, and Sparker looking to see what they can do with a tainted voltage. Knock someone out of the sky, put them into a waiting arms to the remainder of the polar bears. Saipe instantly has to use the God of Mischief, popping out the fate of both worlds. Enzo overwhelmed. Now BRRBRRPATAPIM, they only have 50 seconds remaining. Pokey finally popped out the Rage of Ultron, but already the damage had been done. Ken's been overwhelmed. Polly can't stand up to the damage that Fire's bringing to the table, and Pokey, the disengage here is going to be very perilous. Tanuki's come
J3 Wolverine stream win. I really do want to learn him. Probably learn him one of these days. Trust me, I haven't even been playing this game. I've just been watching this tournament. Uh-oh, are we going to see LeBron? LeBron! Good stuff. It wasn't a LeBrick.
A second life. Now
wasn't an Angel Reese.
Is used. Enzo doesn't get too much off the back.
Good stuff.
A quick grab onto Nevik, shielding them off from the healing, grabbing the sentience as well, but from the back it's the last stand that doesn't seem to do that much damage. Now it's time for Tanuki to feast. So many vibranium marks. It's all that you could ask for when it comes to resetting that spirit rend.
Damn. With
the culling turrets laying down so much damage, but now we're into over.
I'm surprised that they're whipping out the Black Panther here.
Enzo's already down. Pokey has to stand against the tide alone.
Wow, chat, I'm gonna be honest with you. You can't even get mad, bro. You can't even get mad. VIRTUS.PRO had a really good defense, man. VIRTUS.PRO had a really good defense.
Moving quickly with blast descent. All they can take out for now, though, is a couple of clones, a couple of doppelgangers.
Damn, bro. And the tickle monster went into that room where all the people were and just started tickling him and then fell over.
Beaming down, we see the only thing remaining. And while it is a spirited attempt at the end from BRRBRRPATAPIM, they've managed to find Jay3. They've managed to find Saipe.
Hey, BRRBRRPATAPIM is not going out without a fight, though. They managed to push out.
The respawns are right there. Pick a hero who can move into a fight fast, grab a rocket, so if one player falls prematurely, they're immediately back into the mix. And now BRRBRRPATAPIM have been able to pick up distance. They've got the Feast of the Abyss. They're not going to have any way of amplifying that damage.
Nice. Nice piano. Can we go back to the game, please?
Maybe they can use it to take out some of Saipe's doppelgangers.
Okay, thank you. It was a nice
as
piano, though,
the
chat.
Stand is something that BRRBRRPATAPIM have to contest with. If they all get grabbed off of the objective, the map ends now.
Spirit Rend still off of cooldown. Fi taken down as they place themselves on the point. You can see the sentience grab right there.
Jarvis cut to the piano.
Rolling through Saipe, not going to be taken down by the Feast of the Abyss. Enzo can't quite get the value off the back of it, but can still try and make the engagement happen. Pokey moves on forward. The final judgment could be what saves them here.
No. Oh no, bro.
They want to stop this defense here and now, but BRRBRRPATAPIM, they're not feeling overly threatened. The damage isn't there. Sonic seduction.
I don't think VIRTUS.PRO is gonna win this fight. I don't know, something about I feel like there's no way, right?
Once again, flashing before my eyes. The culling aura, it needs to be finished.
It's real firepower, bro. They have to win.
Dodging the bionic hook as it comes on through, and Saipe's been taken down. Tanuki, it's always Tanuki. When BRRBRRPATAPIM demand a hero, the Black Panther shows his
no fucking way. Go help the. Oh, I feel like Sparker was chasing that guy for so long that. I mean, he was the only one alive, regardless, but. Damn.
Meteor M for Pokey on the Punisher Cuddling Tower, absolutely huge. Being able to get the invis boundary too.
Pokey's popping off though, chat. 14 and 3 with 7 final hits.
And Ken's BRB station brings Tanuki back once
Yo,
more.
he's popping.
We talked about 9 lives. It's being a little bit literal in the case of the rocket roundabout now.
BRRBRRPATAPIM was getting full held at their spawn, chat, and then actually started to bring it back. Oh, got his ult canceled, yo, NZO, bro. Come on, man.
And sent packing all the way back to spawn. And BRRBRRPATAPIM, though, Enzo still keeping the payload moving, safe behind the Punisher turret with that Guardian shield, and Tanuki is just being the frontline core that VIRTUS.PRO have to turn their attention to deal with first.
Oh, and there's so little time. Only a minute and a half remain because of how long it took to get through first here. Fire just trying to make sure that any poly engages heavily taxed. Invisible boundary.
Damn.
And the metallic bulwark come on out. The MVP treatment from BRRBRRPATAPIM to try and keep their Captain America alive and punching. Just dodging in and out.
Okay, let's see this.
The mains have already been burned from the side of VIRTUS.PRO. They still have a Kraken
Let's see this.
in the back pocket. Poly in towards the back. Can escape from a Kraken impact if it is sent
Pokey,
his way.
I don't know. Pokey needs to pop off here. He's gonna have to try to kill someone through the support ult. If he does that, I think they can bring the fight. Oh, never mind. Feels bad, man. Poly goes down.
The cart's been moving this entire time.
They've been bowling as well. Ultimates to pocket the final judgment, and now out it comes. Out goes the bulwark. There's the Seer amplifying all of that damage. The regeneration domain comes on through from Saipe, so they can.
Oh, hey, at least they got both Luna ults out. LeBrick just shot an air ball. Big ult by Finzi. Damn. It doesn't really matter that he kidnapped someone. He's dead. His whole team's dead.
Oh, Pokey gets resurrected by the BRB as well. This could be a little bit of a stagger. Towards the end, you can see Nevix just slowly rolling up until the Iron Volley grabs.
Do these pros know how to play every character? Do they select 3 to 5 to really know their entire kit? I'm sure these pros are very flexible. I mean, it depends on the pro, I guess. But I'm sure they know how to play a lot of characters.
Both don't have their ultimates. They're trying to find a pick as immediately Polly comes out with the Freedom Charge, aggressively claiming so much space.
Sparker isolated, needs to be given the metallic bulwark meter around. Where do you put it? There are so many shields in the way, sending it towards the Rocket Raccoon, who takes to the
I'm pretty sure these teams scrim and they know what works and they know what fits their comp or their team, and then they practice that.
With the culling turret, Finty might find themselves overwhelmed. It's down to Fi now with the last.
Fi's gonna have a fat ult here, chat. I'm calling it right now. Fi's gonna have a fat ult.
Shut this down first. Poly's already down. Fi to only have a couple of moments of HP. Enzo.
He managed to get one.
BRRBRRPATAPIM, their front line has been demolished, but a new front line has been gained in the fall of Pokey. Tainted voltage racks through his veins. He's shocked in place. The remainder of BRRBRRPATAPIM have got to be on this cart at all times. Tanuki hit with the culling aura. There's no passive to play off. Only the heals can try and sustain them. Sparker reigns over it. He's a magnanimous king, but in the end, the demand for
I think that's it. I think that's it. Damn. Hey, I don't, chat, what game was it? What game was it? I'm pretty sure it was one of these EU games that pushed it to the same exact spot and then managed to like full hold the team or something. That's a good spot to push them in. That was a good push. Considering how they were about to get full held, that's a good push.
From BRRBRRPATAPIM, since he was so close to the Kraken Impact, and Kraken Impact is not an ultimate you want to go against in overtime when all you have is
why is BRRBRRPATAPIM running Rocket? I think one of the casters actually said it the best. They switched to Rocket because they throw down the res beacon, and if one of your teammates dies right away while you guys are trying to touch the point, then they just respawn anyways, so you still have a full team fight. Also, Rocket ult with a Punisher ult is a lot of damage and a lot of sustain. BRRBRRPATAPIM won VIRTUS.PRO on a match the 5th game like 2 days ago in the same place. Was that the game I'm talking about? And it happened to be both of the same teams? That's wild. Sparker is playing insane right now, though. Did you see those stats? Jesus.
Harry,
pretty strong.
I believe that's a Jeff silhouette outside the door. I'm pretty sure that BRRBRRPATAPIM's backline is currently both the Jeff and the Rocket coming in for, and indeed, there it is. We're going for a close hold.
Wait, BRRBRRPATAPIM is running Jeff Rocket? Oh, they have an Invis woman too. I was about to say, what? I was about to say, they have the fucking Animal Crossing backline.
Out goes the Crescent Blade. Alex falls down. Remember the AoE off the back of those iron volleys as well. It's not to be underestimated. First resurrection comes on through. Tanuki and Enzo not going to be quite so lucky as Fi starts to erode the space with the adamantium claw strikes.
Yeah, Ken on this Rocket Raccoon isn't really getting.
Oh, check the bans. Did they ban 4 supports?
The fact that Fai is quite literally grabbing players from BRRBRRPATAPIM and escorting them off of the premises of the AoE heals. However, BRRBRRPATAPIM do have Enzo on the Strange, so they're going to be waiting for that Doctor Strange teleport to come on through. VIRTUS.PRO, they're wise to it though. They're going to be anticipating, and indeed, there it is. The immediate reaction. No one goes down early.
Nuka's already had to use everything. Fai managed to get a grab there. Onto Polly. Seems like Polly's mostly going to be surviving. They have to be careful with how they're playing around this portal, as it is going to soon close and cut off the remainder of BRRBRRPATAPIM. A big attempted grab. I think that it may have actually set Enzo on the other side of it for now. Out come the regeneration domains for additional survivability, but none are going to be onto Finzi, who gets grabbed out by Tanuki. Cracking impact. Still
I'm really surprised they didn't run what's banned, chat? Was Penny banned? Usually teams run Penny in that little room though to full hold. BRRBRRPATAPIM didn't run Penny.
Tanuki's just going to put their life on the line for even more damage, and you can see the damage boost comes through as well. Cypher's just nasty with it, man.
Well, no Strange teleport, but still one last Okava contest. But oh, that is a brutal stagger given the fact that Pokey has the ultimate. BRRBRRPATAPIM were relying on being able to pair up with that invisible boundary. VIRTUS.PRO now have
I think your pinned message is
without any contest, as BRRBRRPATAPIM know that they can't afford to have that invis boundary burned out until Pokey is back in the battlefield.
Backwards.
Poking away, Meteor Ram in the back pocket. You need to use
Human Torch, Captain America, Psylocke, and Star-Lord.
Is going to be a Guardian Shield available. Where's the follow-up on Never?
You cannot have 4 saves.
The Meteor Ram just gets blown up, and Pokey grabs him thereafter. VIRTUS.PRO have already had to.
But your VIRTUS.PRO one is right.
No invis boundary needed either. That's huge for Alex, who's going to be able to save it to match wits with either Dridro's Fate of both worlds, or potentially cover the team in terms of sustainability and survival against the Psionic Seduction coming on through from Finzi. Spark is going to have a Kraken impact too, but with a minute and a half left on the clock, VIRTUS.PRO could.
Why are they not mentioning the healer's good moments enough? I feel like
if they don't pull off this push.
Nervous plays here.
I feel like support players in tournaments are like very not appreciated. Usually people want to watch the DPS players or the tank players who are actually like, you know, on the front lines doing the kills. People want to see action. People don't want to just see someone like standing right there healing. But I will say Kurova last night hitting all those fucking nasty freezes to stop like 5 ults. That would have been insane to see. Now for Sparker with the Kraken impact. What do you invest upon? Tanuki looking in towards the back. Sparker's invested here, but there's going to be so much damage coming through from a final judgment. Pokey could be everything. Flies down. Sparker too. Damn. Joins them soon. VIRTUS.PRO off the big investment. A rebuff by BRRBRRPATAPIM. Uh-oh, chat. This is the last 20 seconds and nobody has an ult. Oh, shit. VIRTUS.PRO has to win. Bro, if VIRTUS.PRO loses this after doing such a great job on defense, that's going to be heartbreaking.
As Polly on the Captain America can potentially just stop them from getting to push. It's overtime. The Vanguards are still going to have to keep a presence on cut. That frees up the backline to get looked at. Polly runs the interference. There are no ults on the board. It's going to come down to raw mechanical know-how. And Fai starting off with the culling turrets already down. Tanuki falling low. Still has the passive to try and work with. And the healer's attention is good for the moment. Finzi might be overwhelmed. There's Vasilia built up so quickly. The regeneration domain's nowhere near at the moment. Nevix had to use his bubble for himself. Oh, Luna can't keep up. The Vanguards of VIRTUS.PRO are down. Oh, no, chat. Oh, no. Oh, no. Did they use teleport already? No. He just switched. Oh my fucking god, bro. They held BRRBRRPATAPIM at their spawn for 4 minutes and then they god damn, bro. Yet again, even though the first original stagger hold was broken in spawn by the Moon Knight coming on through, the Strange teleport was also broken immediately, but it bought them so much time off of the clock. 3 fights minimum. Unsigned team, by the way. It's about quantity. Pokey 26 and 8 with 14 final hits. You always got to look at the person. Sparker as well, 38 and 5 with 19 final hits, bro. And unfortunately for VIRTUS.PRO, they just the supports, Saipei and the other
Virtus support, what was his name? Dredro are popping off on VIRTUS.PRO though. They both had like almost 50,000 healing.
Tanuki had been able to find the grab and carry them deep to enemy territory. Even the Loki regeneration domains aren't enough to give VIRTUS.PRO any form of hold over the space when BRRBRRPATAPIM are in full control.
You know what? I don't want to be toxic or anything,
don't flame the rocket players in your game.
But before this stream started, I was in the Marvel Rivals stream talking to Finzi, and I said, hey, Finzi, he didn't respond to me. He egoed me after being friends for so many years. Deserved.
They had Ken go over onto Rocket,
deserved.
Pumping out so many heals.
No, that's fucked up.
So well in conjunction with the final judgment.
I actually don't know if he responded to me or not.
It's such an aggro draw that it just provides extra survivability to Pokey as well as.
See, if there's a lesson in life somewhere in this tournament chat, it's always be nice to J3. If you be nice to J3, nice things will happen to you. If you be mean to J3, bad things will happen to you.
And Alex just holds on to it. They know that VIRTUS.PRO still have the Kraken impact coming through. Then finally the invis boundary gets forced. But because we'd had that stalemate for so long, Pokey with the culling turret had been able to build up another final judgment. And the second that the Kraken impact
it's like good karma and bad karma, chat. Like if you come to my stream and give 5 subs, just know that maybe walking down the street or maybe you check your pocket, you're probably gonna see $100. Look at that.
And VIRTUS.PRO, like they tried so hard, they knew if
yo, please moo. I appreciate the massive 100 bits. This is for some good karma. I got you, buddy.
Push forward into second, that they'd be able to build those back. And BRRBRRPATAPIM just did such a good job of absorbing all of the pressure and still holding onto resources for the fight that came afterwards.
Unbelievable fight.
My fiance said, okay, Chris, don't use my government name.
They are one map, Mox. From not only going to China, but knocking out VIRTUS.PRO. The team everyone said going into this tournament was the best in the world. Can they
Wait, VIRTUS.PRO being the best in the world? Like the world? Was did VIRTUS.PRO ever play against like Sentinels or 100 Thieves? Yeah, they were. Wait, VIRTUS.PRO was beating Sentinels and 100 Thieves? Scrims don't mean anything. No offense, scrims don't mean anything. Yo, Sanzabar, I appreciate the massive 5 gifted subs, my friend. Watch, something this week is going to happen to you, and it's going to be amazing, and you're gonna have to come tell me. For you gifted 5, something's gonna happen that's amazing. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like they scrim and they were undefeated till 2 weeks ago in scrims and pro matches. Yeah, but chat, scrims don't, no offense, I don't think scrims mean anything. Scrims are basically there for pro teams to try things out and see what works and what doesn't work, and if they want to change something, they change something. It's practice for them. The tournaments is where the real shit happens. They go all out. Like scrims, even if you lose a scrim, nothing happens, chat. And I don't know if you guys know this, but you learn a lot more losing than you do it in winning. If you do something in practice and you win, you're gonna be like, wow, okay, this works. But do you know why it works? Probably not. If you lose and you VOD review it and you go back and you look at it, wow, this is what didn't work, but if we change this and this works, and you try and you do that, the next scrim block, and it did work, then you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, bro? See, Emily says she knows what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. See, I need you guys to be on the same wavelength. Like, me and Emily are like, bow, wow, 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 wow. You and me and chat are like, bow, wow, bow, wow, 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 and bow, wow, wow, wow. See, not the same wavelength, bro. I need you guys to come down to bow, wow, 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 wow. You gotta be the... Bro, someone's gonna come to my stream and be like, what the fuck kind of drugs is this guy on, bro? Emily doesn't want you to feel dumb. No, don't say that. Emily, chat. Emily and I are like, bow, wow, 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 wow. know, same wavelength, man. You guys don't understand. Who won last night? Shroud's team or NV beat Shroud. It was 3-2. It was a really good game, actually. Don't ask me what happened. It was 3 a.m. I don't remember shit. I just remembered I wanted to go to sleep.
Tanuki Glazer Nation, how we feeling right now? The BRRBRRPATAPIM heads are rising up, and so
I feel like my voice sounds like dead.
VIRTUS.PRO
Do I sound dead, chat?
Reverse sweep or full.
I mean, you say Tanuki, but I mean, come on, we have to give Ken the flowers too.
Oh, yeah.
That Rocket Raccoon, I lost track of the amount of right backs Tanuki was taking on. Every single time VIRTUS.PRO finally managed to bring the Panther down, he just got right back up again. And like the thing about Rocket Raccoon's BRV Station 2, you can instantly reset the cooldown if your Rocket actually throws themselves into a team fight and takes a bullet to revisit the spawn room faster.
How's Emily feeling? Is she's back to 100%? I'm pretty sure she's in chat. You can probably ask her.
Unbelievable value out of a Punisher.
Hold up, chat. Let me ask Emily in the nicest way possible.
Like 2.5 minutes, which is uncanny.
Emily, you feeling better?
The pumping out as much healing as a Luna and Loki do. That translates into a lot of damage done on the other side.
Yeah, and I mean, Loki's culling turrets as well, just really giving VIRTUS.PRO pause to stop, which then fed into what Tanuki was able to pull off.
She also said thank you.
Because if everyone's having
I don't know why I
to hide
screamed
away
as
from
well.
a
I'm
bunch of
pretty
very
sure
small
she can
faces,
hear me when I talk normally.
if I
I'm very
fix
loud,
I6,
chat, when I stream, bro.
That's exactly what Tanuki is thinking. Instead of I6,
if it's a reverse sweep, that'd be
I
hype.
get all of my resets and I get to dash through every single one of your team.
You guys can clip this, and I will.
It's got to be a reflective moment.
VIRTUS.PRO
they had such
reverse sweeps this, I will watch
EMEA
playoffs in my hot tub. In a hot tub. Well, I don't have a hot tub. I will watch it in the bathtub.
Overlording the scene, but it feels like BRRBRRPATAPIM kind of are there.
There is no way.
BRRBRRPATAPIM are playing so well.
And I am saying this with all due respect. There is no way VIRTUS.PRO reverse sweeps this.
Is one that I never would have predicted.
Agreed. You know, if we were Doctor Strange right now when we were looking through all of the potential realities, I don't think anyone would have looked through one and said that VIRTUS.PRO wouldn't qualify for the first international event, given how much we hear from all of the players, we hear from coaches, we hear from everyone on our interview segments too. They say that VIRTUS.PRO is the best team. VIRTUS.PRO is still the best team. But right now, VIRTUS.PRO have to prove themselves not mechanically as the best team, mentally as the best team. That's their biggest challenge. You have to look at the scoreline and just full reset. You can't think, okay, we're one map away from just going home out of stage 1.
1 second.
You've got to think, okay, we can reverse sweep this.
Yeah, like you can't let the fear grip you. You've got to let ambition carry you forward. For VIRTUS.PRO, they get to pick the next map. Their fate is still in their hands. At the end of the day, the only person behind the mouse and keyboard, or controller if you're Enzo, is you. And every match is winnable, especially if you're as talented as VIRTUS.PRO. You're going up against the talent of BRRBRRPATAPIM, so it's never going to be easy.
Actually, chat.
It has to be a convergence.
I just thought of something.
Two.
I don't think VIRTUS.PRO is on the same wavelength. You know what I mean?
Convergence maps.
They have to be on the
first free map cycle. We've had domination, we've had convoy. You've got to now take us to a convergence, and that means, you know, if you win this one, BRRBR can choose to take us to domination next. It's going to be a really uphill battle. We cannot undersell enough how hard it's going to be. As VIRTUS.PRO decide to take us to Hall of Djalia, I'm not at all surprised to see Symbiotic Surface avoided like the plague, given the fact that Tanuki's Panther has run amok in those particular corridors of second. As I'm also not surprised to see that Fai's torch has just been permanently put on exhaust duty. He's never getting to see it through as BRRBRRPATAPIM again.
You're now on record. Oh god, chat. If they reverse sweep, bro, I'm not going to the back. I'm not doing it.
An early ban potentially on the Psylocke here. This could be nifty. Are they going to go for a save on Saipe's Loki though?
This is new. This is the first time that they've ever bent the knee and banned the Psylocke against BRRBRRPATAPIM.
Damn.
I mean, it's all suggested after map number 1. When you're going up against the best Psylocke cap team in the world, it might be time to ban the Psylocke if the cap is the first protect.
Yeah, because like the cap you don't really have to worry about as long as Finzi is able to secure the Emma Frost, right? What you have to worry about is if you burn your Carbon Crush cooldown on the Captain America and then Psylocke is able to slip through the net entirely
they're
free,
banning the res comp. Oh,
Wolverine
nope, they're
is
banning
going to be the
Psylocke.
next thing to
So
go.
they're banning
VIRTUS.PRO
Psylocke
actually
because even if they
target
save
banning
Emma,
both of the duelists,
that's good.
Pokey and
I say
Tanuki
get
going to be
Sparker off the
coming under
Psylocke.
fire as
Sparker, I mean, Sparker is really good on a
make sure
lot
the
of
site's
characters,
not
but
one-sided.
Psylocke is
Sparker's not going to be able to play
insane.
her either.
It's worth noting that even though we haven't been able to see it so many times, it's often target banned. Ken is a fantastic Loki for later in the series. Was one of the
most if they're saving that, you have to ban Mantis or Adam. You have to ban Mantis or Adam. Mantis or Adam.
This could be a fake from Virtus.
This could be a fake, or it could be a composition that they want to have open and pivotable too. And BRRBRRPATAPIM just can't take the chance. Even on convergence res composition.
Wait, maybe that's a 5-head move from them, chat. If they save that, it looks like they're gonna run the res comp, and then that means you don't ban Emma Frost and you don't ban Magneto, and you're keeping two of the strongest tanks.
And then running out of time subsequently on second or third.
So, question is, which of these, if it doesn't get protected, is going to get banned? Because Magneto, very valuable protect. I imagine surely VIRTUS.PRO ban out the Punisher here. Unless they want to get rid of something like a Luna?
Potentially
Cloak and Dagger?
get rid of the Luna, but it is going to be a Punisher coming on for, and I think that is the better option, as Pokey was problematic, to say the least, for VIRTUS.PRO to have to deal with every single time they wanted to push forward. Nope, there's a culling turret entirely cushioned by every single shield known to man sitting in front of it first.
All right. One last chance.
This is actually really good for VIRTUS.PRO, and I'm saying they have Magneto, they have Emma, they have. What else do they have, chat? They have Loki. They have Luna. They have such a great comp, chat. They don't have res comp, but they have Luna and Loki, which is like 30 seconds, which is a very long time of just Luna ult dancing. Like a 30-second concert happening. And they also have the strongest tanks.
But you really do just take advantage of everything that's available to you right from the rip. You've got the soul revives coming on through for your Mantis, your Star-Lord, your Adam, which is going to be even more time, and a full aggressive push coming out from VIRTUS.PRO's end to be able to secure those picks and put them onto cooldown. And that's before we even talk about what Soul Bond can bring to the table in the first fight. But VIRTUS.PRO are going to have to just see it come out and back away and give up the space, as opposed to BRRBRRPATAPIM being able to win it out with a duel or building a strategist ultimate up first.
BRRBRRPATAPIM going to be opening up here on the offense. And once again, Sparker putting faith in Old Glory, the Winter Soldier.
Sparker, I think, understands if there's a res composition coming on through, that means that Tanuki's going to be on that Star-Lord. So having the Tainted Voltage to take him out of flight, as well as the Bionic Hook, could be absolutely huge. Plus, it's easy to land hooks through the Magneto shield, which is based around cooldown, as opposed to the Strange shield, which is all about the health bar.
VIRTUS.PRO have kind of everything they could want in terms of a ideal composition here. No excuses when it comes to having both the Mag, the Emma, the Luna, and the Loki. This is all of their strength at once.
True, but BRRBRRPATAPIM, they have so many resources. I goes Polly all the way into the back line. We've already got Saipe coming in for the God of Mischief, but it's not in time. Had to go anchor onto the point to help out the front line, and it comes at the cost of Trudero now, which means that BRRBRRPATAPIM, they just fall back. They can win the fight afterwards.
VIRTUS.PRO, they needed to get more off the back of this because Trudero is still going to be coming on back and hasn't been able to build up their own ultimate while they have fallen down. A Terror Cape early. Oh, it doesn't even get blocked out there by the Metallic Curse. An attempt to try and shut down Alex. Takes to the skies, utilizing a jump pack given over by Tanuki so much earlier. Inside of this, a great right click from Fire to try and survive. BRRBRRPATAPIM got themselves 2 ticks already. Still in the back pocket though. The Meteor M ready to go from Nevik. Trudero drives everyone forward with the fate of both worlds. It's so much healing to work.
There you go. That's yeah, Rin, because you can only save 2 characters. You ban 4. I think last time it said they saved 4 and banned 2. It was confusing.
Right now hides away from the incoming damage from downtown. The Meteor M, it manages to grab a little bit, but not too much of a way of
good hold by VIRTUS.PRO. They gave up 2 ticks, but good hold, good hold.
On the back foot though, they might be able to try and grab on back. Sentience has been seized as Fincy lies in wait with the Sonic Seduction. The shields need to be drawn on on up. Tanuki, isolated for now, gets away from the seduction, and yet another eternal bond here from Alex as Tanuki falls elsewhere. A self-resurrection in the middle of everybody. It's so brazen, but now they've lost out on their eternal bond. The quick turnaround from Fi, a quick 180 slip, turn it around, a devious lick indeed.
Big grab from Sparker onto Alex to stop that eternal bond. These fights go on so long with the res composition. The BRRBR
damn, I think VIRTUS.PRO knows how to beat their own res comp, chat. I feel like, I don't know.
To potentially try to finish them off. So VIRTUS.PRO doing a very good job of keeping an eye on that cloak and dagger, trying to aggressively get into their entire team and send a Terror Cape from behind. Sparker also building up to that next crack and impact is going to be something that BRRBRRPATAPIM have to keep reminding themselves about. Solar Resurgence is not a lot of ultimate healing coming on for her, but Meteor Ram can absolutely be used to shut the crack and impact down instead.
These fights have taken so long, but still only a minute remains now. But when the chips have been down, VIRTUS.PRO have consistently delivered. Soul Resurgence opening up from Ken. Answered by Drujo with the fate of both worlds. Extra survivability might be on the cards. Oh, Cyber Sparker! Enzo! The demon on the sticks! The man who knows
demon on the sticks!
Knows little about VIRTUS.PRO's safety zones. The safe spaces.
I don't, that doesn't say Enzo, chat. That says LeBron!
The two that absolutely could not go down in that fight get picked by Meteor M. Enzo takes.
Why do you guys think LeBron ended it so early in the finals? What do you call it? A few months ago, chat. He wanted to get off that. He doesn't want to play NBA anymore. He wants to get on Marvel Rivals, bro. He wants to dunk on people in game now.
As long as the bulwark from Enzo has been forced out first. If Tanuki wins, though, the duel against Fi off of the back of a well-placed Terror Cape, VIRTUS.PRO's instance into this fight gets taken out.
Show me a more clutch team than BRRBRRPATAPIM, I dare you. Already, that's going to be Galactic Legend versus Galactic Legend. Slight advantage here for Fi, though, of course, there's multiple element gun
Oh,
bullets.
I think if you... Okay, nice. I think if he didn't shoot like the other people, he would
rolls on through for 3 damage on top of the fate of both worlds. Resurrection's going to come on through, but now Sparker can start to reset. Tanuki, the next to fall on down, should have their own cocooned revival for yet another chance, and indeed, they have returned now. Polly disengages. No, Sparker's at the top. Going to be rushed upon here by 3. They've run in for his Jays, and they've creased them when they were least able to be creased. And now Polly rolling forward. Metallic Bulwark forced on out, down to such little HP. Needs to recover here. Could the chase down be real? Tanuki's lying in wait. The bait and switch.
Wait.
It doesn't work out in the
Wait,
end.
didn't you just see him right there?
To try and play with almost a fully charged beam to work with for Fincy, and that's scary for the remainder of BRRBRRPATAPIM. But Tanuki's been building up quickly towards this Galactic Legend.
They've been building up as well. Meteor M to take down either Druid or a Scythe when the Strategist Ultimate's coming through. Terror Cape is going to be blocked at least by Nevix and Finzy, and Spark is able to catch on to Polly. No comic revival to bring the Captain America back. Enough of the back of this one. BRRBRRPATAPIM will be trying to disengage so they don't lose as many staggers as possible. Terror Cape from Alex isn't going to be able to buy the cloak and dagger safety. VIRTUS.PRO will be able to hold. We've got 1 fight left, but if you're VIRTUS.PRO, you are thinking about how much sustain the composition opposite them have, and you're worried about
look at the difference in stats, but
burn everything in the first stage of the fight before the revives.
Stats don't mean everything, chat. Stats don't mean everything.
Take up Pokey early. But he does still have that cocooned revival. We saw him cancel it. The nadir of the last fight in Enzo. Still, the Meteor M is available. This is what broke open the previous point when the chips were down and there was so little time remaining. The Meteor M not going to be used too early here. An attempt to try and shut it down. Now that's some safety for the backline for VIRTUS.PRO. Enzo doesn't have that ace in the hole that could be used, but Tanuki certainly does. Their own Galactic Legend good to go. Nevix looks backwards, concerned about their backline. Good blocking coming through from the shields.
Oh no, oh no, oh my god. How did Polly survive that, bro? Good heals for BRRBRRPATAPIM. And also good dodge so he didn't die by Nevix trying to LeBron him. Oh no, oh no.
Only 8 seconds remaining. Surely this is the point that Tanuki has to press the button. 1 Q to rule them all, but it's going to be
okay. Oh no, chat. VIRTUS.PRO wins, bro. They have Saipei as well with another dance.
A second phase of the fight begins. It's time to get aggressive. Tanuki
wait.
A little bit of HP remaining.
Oh, Saipei just popped it, I think. No, Saipei already popped it. No, they used both dancers already.
is resurrected. Sparker with the Rotter Stern needs to claim the space, needs to claim some lives. The soul bond is perfect. Fine needs to disengage.
Polly. Oh, there goes his body, chat. It's just lifeless right there on the floor in front of the cart. Wow, bro. VIRTUS.PRO actually defending that is wild.
There is a quick resurrection from Tanuki. I don't think they have the sustainability. They don't have the numbers. But VIRTUS.PRO, they were in this exact position on Midtown.
Yeah, Tanuki has the patience. He's waiting for that Galactic Legend. He's not using it aggressively.
That was a good hold.
They're doing the same thing that they did on A. When Comic Revival
that was a good hold. VIRTUS.PRO's showing up, chat. VIRTUS.PRO's showing up. Come on. VIRTUS.PRO doesn't want to go down 0-3 in the lower bracket finals, chat. Who wants to lose 0-3 after being called the best team?
So that Pokey can stabilize them before you send them off to the fight once more. However, VIRTUS.PRO are able to stabilize. Their respawn is so much closer, and they're able to build up the win condition.
Bro, I don't know what's worse, chat. What would you guys rather have happen to you? Be honest with me. Would you guys rather be VIRTUS.PRO and lose after being called the best team 0-3 in the lower bracket finals? Or would you guys rather be BRRBRRPATAPIM, who is up 2-0, and then you get reverse swept? Which one do you guys think feels worse?
Either that, or you let your
Probably going up 2-0 and then getting reverse swept, right?
Ultimate right at the beginning. It's a viable strategy if you identify the mines.
Especially for Alex. If
you guys rather be VIRTUS.PRO being called the best team and lose 0-3?
That's huge. In fact, we're very likely to see both of these teams.
Yeah, getting reverse swept actually does. Yeah, bro, that's fucking.
Until the strategist has built their ultimate up, but that will come far sooner for BRRBRRPATAPIM with the cloak and dagger and the permanent AOE heal that is assigned to the primary.
AOE is not.
What do you mean? What you don't, Jay? What do you don't understand? At least if you were BRRBRRPATAPIM and they reverse swept you, it does feel bad. But you did go toe to toe with one of the best teams in the game. VIRTUS.PRO, they have a lot riding on their reputation right now. They're supposed to be the best team, and you get reverse swept in a lower bracket finals, chat. That's a hit to your confidence.
Yeah, they saw that Finzi was pushing towards the point, which means no ammo in the backline to protect against the Captain America with the Carbon Crush. At the moment, both of the strategists are just trying to build up their ultimates a little bit faster, but Pokey gets taken down in the crossfire and has to burn the self-revive cocoon, which means that BRRBRRPATAPIM are now permanently down that cooldown, and that permanently down Polly too. He's gonna have to come back on the Strange.
Look at Alex's ultimate charge, just quickly moving up towards the Eternal Bond and instantly pops it, rolling on forward. Just going to give time to come on back. Tanuki's outside of the AoE though, and maybe they can try and shut down Alex here. Tanuki rests himself using that Cocoon Revival. What a terror cape there from Alex. So much damage. Saipe has to respond. A demand is given, and now it's Enzo taking to the sky with
LeBron!
One frag here could be everything, but it's bounced off the portal of their ally. Sonic
it was a brick.
Drags everybody in, and it's into the Kraken.
Sorry, I get very excited when I see Magneto ults.
Blows. Nevic's taken down by a light force dagger of all things.
Oh, they're resetting. They're backing up. They're backing up. Because they lost one.
The Eternal Bond has given enough sustainability here to BRRBRRPATAPIM.
There's just too many shields in the way. Fi comes through with the Galactic Legend.
I don't know if that was a good ult by Fi. Wait. Oh, wow. Chat. Never mind. Never mind. Wait, Pokey's gonna res himself. Pokey's gonna res himself, right? Pokey has a massive res.
VIRTUS.PRO move on to second.
Oh, they did better than they did on Midtown. VIRTUS.PRO to reverse sweep its butt.
I don't know how Fi managed to do that, but like
Polly, though, can finally
BRRBRRPATAPIM was walking backwards as a unit, and then like they had everyone alive and whatnot, and they could just use the wall to live.
Finzi and Nevic's permanently on the front line to block out the terror capes coming on through from Alex means that Polly gets such an easier access to the backline without having to worry about one form of CEC. You've still got to contest with Sparker though, and that Winter Soldier has been a turning point that VIRTUS.PRO have been able to look to so many times.
Get another Kraken impact. Polly feels the danger, feels the heat. Nothing coming off the back of the Barnet Cook. And that's going to be an early opening here with the Galactic Legend. Where is it going to go? It just does a lot of damage here to Polly. Forced out the Eternal Bond, yes. But this is going to be an all-in fight for VIRTUS.PRO. They still believe it to be winnable. Tanuki already 30% towards the next one. But the same could be said of Fi.
1E after using ult, and you get 30% of your ult back. Jesus Christ.
Taking to the skies. Enzo's delivered so much previously. Junior survives with just a sliver of HP right there. And it's instantly healed on up by their compatriot of Saipe. And now for BRRBRRPATAPIM, they have to decide, are we going to invest the Karmic Revival? Are we going to invest the Freedom Charge? At what point are we going to do so?
Uh-oh, chat. Fi is putting VIRTUS.PRO on his back. Fi is putting VIRTUS.PRO on his back. Oh, he didn't res everyone, though. He didn't res everyone. Oh no.
VIRTUS.PRO are forced to watch as everyone they took down are now brought right back up. They've got the payload at least. All of BRRBRRPATAPIM forced to just cross through a small choke against both the EMEA and that Magneto, and that means that Finzy's permanent charge of 100 is going to be taking so many of these players down. Spark is still holding onto the Kraken impact too. It comes out with the damage boost from Fate of both worlds, and it feels like VIRTUS.PRO are going to be able to take this map at least.
Unbelievable accuracy there onto Tanuki. Polly isn't able to get anything off the back of a Freedom Charge. Still the Eternal Bond could be everything. A quick grab coming off the back of the Barnet Cook, but Alex is going to be able to fade away from this one. And it's been enough time now for Ken to build up towards their own soul resurgence. Still, they are absolutely shut down by that psionic seduction.
I think it's a GG, chat.
Alex too.
I think it's a GG.
And VIRTUS.PRO, they put their foot down. Nobody comes for the king, and nobody dares to miss. They're going to get themselves.
Nobody comes for the king, but they had 2 minutes remaining, chat.
VIRTUS.PRO were one of the first teams to start utilizing the res comp in EMEA.
Damn.
They show that they understand how
they didn't ban Luna, they didn't ban Loki, they didn't ban Magneto, and they didn't ban Emma. That's tough.
They can't get on top of the position. It forces BRRBRRPATAPIM's players into such an awkward spot that they just can't come back from. The Magneto and the Emma both as a frontline, so rarely that we get to see the Vanguards get
36 and 2, 36 and 3, 37 and 1. Oh no, chat. Oh no. I just looked over at BRRBRRPATAPIM's stats. Oh no, chat. That made me sad.
Definitely is worthwhile. This
oh my God.
Opening up the first point here with a quick double. Great attention to detail from the remainder of our teams to take out those regeneration lamps. Or maybe they may have timed out. If not, if it was a timeout, then Enzo just has excellent game sense right there. I don't think like, if this had gone the way of BRRBRRPATAPIM, I don't think I would have ever seen a closer 3-0 in my life. But VIRTUS.PRO, they keep surviving. The bears, they are wounded. They are crawling from the cave, half hibernated, but they're still breathing, and those teeth are still sharp.
So reminiscent of the time.
That's true. That's true. Luna Loki is so boring. It's just a nightclub every 30 seconds. True. Nightclubs are boring too. Fuck nightclubs. You know what's better? Playing video games in your room.
As they still need another map to be able to equalize with their opponents. And it definitely feels like we're going to be seeing a huge adjustment in the pick and ban.
Damn, I feel like they could have won this if they saved their bubble or their soul bond right there. Like they bubbled in front and they were backing up out of it. If they bubbled in the back and then they like were
of value that we had in the maps before, it really does feel like going for the Psylocke rather than the Captain America is the key that VIRTUS.PRO have been able to use to deal with the tag team that have been Polly and Pokey.
Yeah, Polly and Pokey were must shutdowns, and that was such a clutch at the end as well. Polly just having to wait a little bit longer to try and use that freedom charge, did not have sustainability.
Damn.
That would have given over a little bit more meat for the rest of the team to use to try and contest as well. Unbelievable clutch. As you pointed out, the flick over onto the damage boost with the Fate of Both Worlds was essential.
Yeah, I mean, just immediate as well. Going for that 40% amp, so Kraken Impact immediately finds its mark, and Sparker gets another reset, which means another jump of CC immunity, so that he potentially can't get punished or taken down early by one of the players from BRRBRRPATAPIM. Because if you're VIRTUS.PRO or any team that's playing up against a res comp, right, you need to finish the fight quickly. Otherwise, give it 5 seconds, they'll all be back again.
Well, this series might be far from quick mocks. VIRTUS.PRO have woken up, and now the formerly sleeping bears are ready to enter the ring. Find out if it's going to go to 5 after this break.
Damn. 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 I was supposed to do yard work, man. Listen. Forget the yard work, bro. Forget the... I always try to ban Luna in my games. Well, I mean, to be honest with you, it's a little different, chat. I mean, we only have what, 2 bans? I have a doctor's appointment in 15 minutes. Just go to your doctor's appointment and put on the game and then just watch the game with your doctor. Fine. I was supposed to find a job, but yet here I am watching Jay3 again. Woo! Hey, don't throw that word around in my chat. That's a scary word. Don't say that. Yeah, but let's go. Hashtag team jobless. I like it, I like it, I like it. This is a good game so far though, chat. If VIRTUS.PRO, if Virtus actually no, this is where BRRBRRPATAPIM can turn it. This is where listen, BRRBRRPATAPIM won the first match, and then it was Virtus map pick. They went to a Midtown or whatever the map's called, and then BRRBRRPATAPIM beat them on their map pick again. But now VIRTUS.PRO won. Since VIRTUS.PRO won, BRRBRRPATAPIM gets to decide the map. Wait, and it's going to be a cough. It's going to be a domination. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if BRRBRRPATAPIM takes them to God, what's a cough map they haven't played yet? I don't know. We'll see. And BRRBRRPATAPIM won the first game, and the first game was Koth, chat. So I don't know, man. Listen, BRRBRRPATAPIM has everything going for them right now. It's their map pick. It's their side pick. They have everything going for them. All they have to do is just finish it out. Close it out, bro. They won at Hell's Heaven. Yeah, I have no idea what they're going to pick. I think it's a domination, though. Because how it works is they have to play domination. After domination, which is the first map, then it goes to the second map, which is whoever loses. If you lose, you can't pick domination. You have to pick convergence or payload or hybrid. After you pick that one, then you have to pick the hybrid or whatever one that wasn't picked. So all the maps get played. All the game modes get played.
And they decide no surprises. I think we all saw this coming.
J3, I have a 200-word essay due by midnight. I think I'm fucked. What? Bro, put your name, date, and put a title, and you're done. 200 words.
The last time they matched up on Hell's Heaven 2 is BRRBRRPATAPIM, currently undefeated on the Hydra base. VIRTUS.PRO 3-1 with a record of it now.
Yeah, last time they matched up, we saw VIRTUS.PRO go for the same kind of anti-strategist banning strategy that almost got them Midtown. And once again, it was Ken on the Rocket Raccoon that did so much against them alongside the resurrections of the Ad and Warlock.
Is it Hell's Haven?
Oh, we'll have to see if it's going to be the same approach here from VIRTUS.PRO. Maybe they think if they tighten up, if they batten down the hatches, maybe it's a little bit easier to win that. But feels like BRRBRRPATAPIM, they've got that clutch gene.
Yeah, it feels like they're definitely going to have that rocket potential pivot over so that they can just, not so much cheese it, but definitely make it somewhat harder for VIRTUS.PRO to make any of the picks that they find actually stick, even though I'm sure we're going to be seeing one of these teams target out the Atom too, given the fact that VIRTUS.PRO at the start of the season, they love playing Res Comp on Hell's Heaven. They had such a good track record of it too on Frozen Airfield. And then BRRBRRPATAPIM, the last time that we've seen them playing Hell's Heaven, they've started pivoting now to the Res Compers. No surprises. It's a continuation. Fires Torch, I don't think it's ever getting off of the ground today.
Yeah, all right. I need to see the Psylocke ban again. If you allow Polypokey to play Cap Psylocke on Hell's Heaven, I'm gonna have an aneurysm.
Yeah, surely not. There's no way. Not after the success that they just had on Hall of Dejalia. Wait.
Oh, wait, the Tanuki target ban?
Oh, it's the Tanuki Black Panther ban instead. They don't get another protect
for a couple of rounds, so I guess you can bring out the Psylocke ban next. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing the double target ban on DPS here from VIRTUS.PRO.
Yeah, and then you can save Saipei's Loki here potentially, or you go for a Vanguard, given the fact that BRRBRRPATAPIM.
Oh, they saved Loki. They had to ban Luna, chat. They had to ban Luna.
Now. And it is going to be prioritization
they have to ban Luna.
Loki, given the fact that VIRTUS.PRO, yeah, there's going to be dive that they're up against for potentially a res comp position.
Bro, I don't know why they're banning Cap. I say fuck the Cap, bro. Ban Luna.
Domain as just a base cooldown.
Yeah, question is for
They're
BRRBRRPATAPIM here. Are
they're
they
gonna
start prioritizing things
They're
like
gonna
the,
give them Loki Luna again?
I mean, it did do absolute wonders in the last
And they
map.
didn't
Five's
ban
just
Mag
getting
or
completely
Emma?
banned out potentially. Might have to see a 5 pivot onto something like a Wolverine.
BRRBRRPATAPIM. BRRBRRPATAPIM is shooting themselves in the foot.
Potentially, they might be able to run the Namor, although I do like the fact that they're
saving
the
Emma.
As given the fact that
Now they're gonna have to ban Psylocke. If you don't ban Psylocke, Sparker's gonna play Psylocke.
Or Invis boundary coming on through. Tanuki has been just an absolute misery for the strategists, just watching as all of their utility, all of their vanguards are just grabbed out of it.
So the question here is, do you ban the Psylocke or do you ban the Hulk? If you ban the Psylocke, you are essentially guaranteeing the Hulk composition. Yep, we're likely going to see Nevix roll over onto the Hulk. Now you protect maybe the Punisher.
Yeah.
The Punisher's great at poking the Hulk. So
it's just a pin cushion. Plus you have the CC immunity as well, so that you can use your culling turret to avoid potentially getting grabbed out by World Breaker. As VIRTUS.PRO, they use the last ban slot on the Black Panther. They've really trying to force Tanuki either onto the Torch or potentially the Star-Lord. They might be trying to force BRRBRRPATAPIM onto the res composition again.
Damn, trying to force them on the res comp because they know they can't play the res. They can't.
For a reason. But it's for a 3-1. But that one, Mox, it was lost to Berber.
It was indeed. So track record is going in the favor of BRRBRRPATAPIM. VIRTUS.PRO hoping that they can break that record though, because if they lose Hell's Heaven, well, they lose out on the opportunity of going to the international.
Okay, chat, you guys ready?
And it would be a rematch between BRRBRRPATAPIM and Rad.
Let's see what happens.
The strongest team in
Let's
the
see
EMEA
what happens.
Region. VIRTUS.PRO.
BRRBRRPATAPIM is 3 wins and 0 losses on Hell's Heaven. While VIRTUS.PRO is 3-1.
The other side snowballing point percentage.
Yeah, it's so rare that we see VIRTUS.PRO in this position where they are contending with Oblivion. Usually they tend to have their foot on the gas through most of the series, and it's their opponents who are having to panic and try and claw their way back in. But now VIRTUS.PRO on the back foot still have their fate in their own hands.
VIRTUS.PRO understand that BRRBRRPATAPIM are likely going to be on either res comp or
Hell's
Torch.
Heaven, chat.
Ban draft system has practically forced them onto it. So Sparker is going to be starting off on that Winter Soldier, being able to utilize Bionic Hook against both the Captain America and that Torch as well. Fire on the Wolverine too. They know that Paul is going to be out on the Captain
as much
America.
as I
You can counter grab.
Damn, I think VIRTUS.PRO is going to take this, chat. I think VIRTUS.PRO is going to take this.
Yeah, swapping away from a whole composition against the Punisher definitely makes sense. Kind of becomes an effective ban to have the Punisher up against the Hulk. It's so easy to carve on through. Here comes the culling turret once again. This was a big problem on Midtown. It needs a lot of attention to come its way, and there it is. Finally, the attention given over. A metallic bulwark onto Fincy as well. Both teams just jostling for position. Tanuki needs a little bit of care up at the top. That should be readily delivered by Alex, who now has access to the Lunar Snow, by the way, which is a great hero for Alex. He's very talented on that.
Pyro Prison 2 is making it exceptionally hard for the anchor of VIRTUS.PRO to try and hold themselves in this space safely. Pokey does get grabbed on out by Sparker and almost gets taken down, but the peel is there to keep the puncher up, and BRRBRRPATAPIM do have Final Judgment and Eternal Bond. VIRTUS.PRO need to shut this down before it comes through.
Yeah, needs to move soon. Eternal Bond rolling on out, and there it is. The Final Judgment. Is the pocket going to be good enough to try and keep Pokey up? You need to try and shut down Alex potentially. For now, it's all about the LOS. Everyone moving away. This is going to continually be contested, but VIRTUS.PRO have done a great job of this. Should be an easy way to try and control Pokey. The follow-up's not going to be there, and a quick rotation around from the fate of both worlds means that there's plenty of pocket, plenty of healing available to keep Pokey going. In the midst of all of this, out comes the Supernova.
Oh, come on, Sparker.
Uncharacteristic.
Nevix with the Kobe though.
Out of the Dark Force dimension straight into the Metal dimension. Hell Singers, they will be welcoming a brand new denizen of the Dark Domain.
Yeah, it was a miss on the Kraken impact, but VIRTUS.PRO is still able to claim the first point cap, which is huge for them. They can lose the next fight, but as long as it goes long, they're still going to be able to build up a lot of point percentage off the back of it, and fire on that Wolverine too is going to be something that Polly has to be constantly worried about. It's so much harder to get a Captain America into a backline.
What do you mean Sparker just pulled the J3? What, missing his ult? Bro, I don't miss my ults. I've never missed an ult in my life.
To keep up as much charge on the Amber as possible, utilizes the Aegis to get safe.
Hey, baby.
All the while feeling the damage that he's taking to Saipe. He's got another God of Mischief.
Oh, Enzo taking a bunch of damage right now. Forces out a little bit of resource to try and keep them alive. Now it's Folly moving forward.
You guys saw that?
Charge. Enzo just floating slowly after him.
Someone has to clip that.
Yes,
someone has to clip that.
But guess what? Fincy was left alone on point, absolutely dinghied with no friends. Final Judgment comes on through. The damage may already have been done to VIRTUS.PRO. However, Nevix is nowhere near the Meteor M. Pokey clean with the clean up. And BRRBRRPATAPIM get out of this with 2 strouds.
Yeah, and just the Final Judgment used alone, no strategist ultimate invested, as they understand VIRTUS.PRO's players. They're so split, they don't have full control of the point, which means that they can't just block the ultimate with the LOS. So BRRBR can hold on to their strategist ultimates and have them against both Dridros, but also to match the damage that Sparker and Fi can output with the Winter Soldier and the Wolverine.
All right, the charge up of the ultimate once again coming quickly here for Pokey. VIRTUS.PRO are on the clock. An ambitious beginning from Fi. Doesn't quite manage to grab Tanuki. You can rain above it all with a Firestorm. Good to go. The Supernova should be coming through rather quickly. Polly falling low in his own right. Nevix delivers yet again, getting rid of Pokey. Resurrection not on the docket for now. Big grab onto Enzo, and the Ice Sarts get it done.
Thank you, Eisen.
Terror Cape here and attempt to maybe shut them down. It's going to be Spark who's going to be the primary victim of that one. The follow-up though, Fincy instantly falls down the moment they start channeling their ultimate. A waste there from the Icelandic giant, but Tanuki still falls through the cracks. Delivered back by a portal is Enzo, and the portal's also going to take away a bunch of LOS here from the side of VIRTUS.PRO's backline. Looking towards the back, unable to grab too much. Enzo going to be quickly shut on down. Tanuki decimated by Sparker. Delivers on the promise. A quick slow onto Pokey and onto Polly. And that's going to be VIRTUS.PRO back in control.
Yo, Andres, appreciate the massive 5 months. How you doing, my friend?
Strange, but no, he's actually going to swap off of the Emma. It's Nevix who's outside BRRBRRPATAPIM spawn just to stall them out so that the Emma can get back into this fight. They know that they need him to control the Captain America in the fight that comes afterwards. So too to worry about Tanuki, who's off of the torch now onto the Winter Soldier himself. VIRTUS.PRO with this delay have been able to build up Ultimate Academy though, and it is going to be both Dridro and Fi with their ultimates in play this time around. Polly utilizes the Freedom Charge, gets aggressively into the back line. Regen Domain gets invested to make sure that everyone survives the follow through, and Fi is forced back by the Terror Cape.
Get another last stand ready to go. Maybe you can pin them into your own Fate of Both Worlds and get the damage boost here. It's down to Fi to make the decision as to where it's going to go. VIRTUS.PRO have almost grabbed themselves the airfield here. Oh, this could be brutal. You can see the shields array now on top of them.
Sparker! Oh my, Sparker doesn't want to lose, chat. Sparker doesn't want to lose. Sparker wants to go to China. Sparker wants to go to China, bro.
Fight off the back of a perfect Meteor M. There was plenty of HP for all and sundry off the back of the Freedom Charge.
Sparker wants to go to China, chat. Sparker wants to go, bro.
BRRBRRPATAPIM drop the first sub-map, but they aren't down yet.
This is what teams talk about, the synergy that VIRTUS.PRO have, the fact that these players have been together for as long as they have been. They're able to come on through with such smart solutions. Meteor M, they know it's not going to get the value of the pick itself, but it gets so many of the players down low. And Sparker can come through with the immediate follow through when BRRBRRPATAPIM have no answer back. And that is going to be Frozen Airfield going their way, but still, it's not over yet. Looking at the ultimate charges though, Harry, VIRTUS.PRO are definitely starting with a lead. They've got strategist ultimates, they've got the last stand too, and BRRBRRPATAPIM are going to be mixing things up themselves now.
The hot tub should be getting warm right now, Jay.
Maybe a little Discord here as to how they're going to approach this first fight. Neither team's going to be TPing out either, so we can expect a all's fair fight for the high ground.
Dridro onto the Jeff just to give VIRTUS.PRO a little bit of a lead in terms of arriving on the point and positioning both Finzi and Fi into a space where the ultimates can find more value. BRRBRRPATAPIM going to be going dry into this one, both in terms of ultimates and no Jeff bubbles out of spawn. So
going in what?
All the way around the back. Do they know that this Wolverine is here? Because this could be brutal. No, he gets scout checked out. Has to use the Feral Leap not to get in, but to get out.
Yeah, Tanuki knows these paths better than most. As an experienced Wolverine player in their own right already, that's going to be a second Ice Art and even more absolute zero given forward. Just when it comes to the raw healing output, VIRTUS.PRO are going to be able to win this one before they even have to pop the Fate of Both Worlds. And that gives them the first control box, which is super important.
Painted Voltage comes on through from Sparker. They've got to utilize the Fate of Both Worlds, given it was Saipe who was copying it. BRRBRRPATAPIM more than happy to just back away so that they don't give VIRTUS.PRO any more lead in ultimate charges or a potential stagger. But now they have to rotate to the low without any contest on the high.
Fi unable to grab too much off the back of that feral leap. Now all's fair in love and war as we battle for the low ground. Internal bond already moving in towards that back line. A big terror cape here.
Chat, I'm scared.
It's Enzo from the other side. Double.
Is that a normal feeling?
Coming through, and Pokey's gonna try and clean up all who present themselves to the Emma Frost.
Oh my, fucking Kobe, bro, Kobe.
And Pokey cannot take the flavor like a British person experiencing salt for the first time.
Like a British person experiencing salt for the first time.
They're close to letting it run on over and attempt to try and
oh my fucking god.
Fi just managing to take Tanuki down. Still VIRTUS.PRO lose control.
Oh my god, bro.
They just don't have the strategists to keep the Vanguard up. Sparker almost goes down. Will be able to just
oh my god, like a British person experiencing salt for the first time. That's crazy.
Are going to be able to try and push and take this fight a little bit faster than BRRBRRPATAPIM would want. Meteor M is going to have to be held for Polly too, given the fact that Sparker and Fire are a little bit too far away from their ultimates to shut down the momentum push.
Cypher gonna be quick on the trigger here. Oh, that's an early grab as well. Speaking of grabs, Fi has to be given over the shield after being taken down by that Emma. Now, the Meteor M reigns above you. Desperately wants Rejo, unable to find them. It's on the wrong side of the staircase. And that means that Enzo fell through. Fi sacrifices himself to the gods of the underworld. It's a bargain of flesh, and the flesh is readily accepted.
Yeah, no Magneto, no Metallic Bulwark to stop VIRTUS.PRO from finding all of the stagger picks onto BRRBRRPATAPIM. Tanuki without the bubble goes down, and BRRBRRPATAPIM have to try and come back into this next fight, but Final Judgment with Eternal Bond is going to be
Chat, I'm scared. I'm scared for BRRBRRPATAPIM, bro.
That Meteor M gonna have to stall for Nevix to be able to build it, and now we have the reaction check once more. And speaking about reaction check, perception check is there. They spot by Sparker.
Sustainability.
I'm actually really surprised he didn't throw it at him.
Keeps Pokey safe and midway through this final.
Do you go for headshots with Magneto? No, Magneto can't headshot, bro.
We still have a little bit of sustainability off the back of the fate of both worlds. Sparker starts to get in close, gonna get very aggressive, but the adjudication shotgun is too much to deal with. A good pocket going the way of Pokey. VIRTUS.PRO just gonna try and stall out for a little bit of additional percentage here. It's Tanuki who pops off in this case.
It's gonna be
I don't know if you guys agree with me, but I hate moving maps, bro. Like this map, when it's all moving and things are shifting, I hate it.
Spiraling into Kraken Impact Psionic.
Sparker is 18 and 3.
The difference is that Alex already has the ultimate. Saipe has to wait, take a little bit of damage coming on through for the rest of the team to build up the God of Mischief. And VIRTUS.PRO feel like they have the need to go.
Worries now about where Tanuki is, you know, that Supernova is going to be cooking. Double Eye starts, Absolute Zero also waiting in the back line. You know that Saipe has to use it real soon, and indeed a lot of space has been given over here by BRRBRRPATAPIM already. They want to try and strike back afterwards, but they need to sustain first, and that means that it's time to start using the Sonic Seduction, the culling turret in the back. It's going to all come down to this fight here. BRRBRRPATAPIM will maybe take into a third map with Fincy going down. Certainly seems like it might be the case. Tanuki's still holding on to this.
Chat. Sparker's popping off, but Pokey, can Pokey finish it? Can Pokey finish it?
Saves Nevix for a moment. Sparker floats in the air, dangerously
above.
Yeah, the culling aura comes on through.
Oh, nice smoke grenade to dodge that.
For Pokey, an acquisition from BRRBRRPATAPIM is taken
down by
but
Tanuki,
so much reliance
we're gonna have a nightclub for the next 30 seconds, chat, which is insane. And they flipped the point.
VIRTUS.PRO are back in control. Polly needs to stand up to all of this, but they're chased away. Nevix is raining through with the Meteor M.
Nah, this is GG's. This is GG's for VIRTUS.PRO. VIRTUS.PRO won this. No, wait. BRRBRRPATAPIM's bringing it back? No, they don't. They can't bring it back, chat. They can't bring it back. Nah, I don't.
VIRTUS.PRO are running low on members. I don't know if they're going to be able to TP on back. Fincy's trying to come back on the whole of things to get back in low time. Sparker is going to be taken down. Nevix the same. They can't find the touch.
I don't know if Enzo needed that, but they got the point anyways. They got the point anyways. Yo, that was insane. I thought VIRTUS.PRO was going to win that, bro. I thought VIRTUS.PRO was definitely going to bring that back and take the map. But we're going to a match around 3.
Saipe will at least silver lining for Virtus.PRO have the ultimate in the hand for this next
Damn.
fight. And Ken does
Supports
have
are healing a fuck ton too.
Does not have final judgment to
Sparker
follow up
21 and 5 with 13 final hits.
Damage implemented from the Terror Cape follow through. If BRRBRRPATAPIM even decides to utilize the ultimate, it could well be Pokey just on the culling turret trying to get final judgment online.
God damn.
Before the Cloak and Dagger invest theirs.
VIRTUS.PRO up against the wall once again. Oh, I'm shaking with excitement, Mox. One of these teams has to go to China. I got no favorites. I got no predilections. I got no predictions for you. All I know is that no matter who goes, they have a good chance of dominating.
It's too close to call. It's so close to call. VIRTUS.PRO, Spark is so close to that Kraken impact. Tanuki already out in the field, but so too is Fi. He's been able to spot out Polly, the Captain America, not going to be able to make an inroad for the team, but there's the culling turret from Pokey. Instantly gets broken off of the back of it, but that was a huge chunk to the final judgment.
Yeah, MP, it will be.
Bond, but Fi's been able to grab one out of it.
And so we got grabbed for last stand, still good to go. An attempt to try and escape here for the Cloak and Dagger. BRRBRRPATAPIM might be able to grab the first cap here. Fi uses the last stand to take down Enzo. Here comes the final judgment. It's always been the one and only for the side of BRRBRRPATAPIM. It's been what's decided so many a fight.
Oh my god, chat. BRRBRRPATAPIM winning the last round and winning the first fight on this next round. Oh, bro. Can they put it away? Can they put it away? Wait, what? Ovens on?
From Alex. It does mean, though, the VIRTUS.PRO have an opportunity here, Harry. They're going to have Kraken impact. They've got
Sparker's gonna have to pop off, chat. I want to see.
Freedom charge, but do they get the space to be able to utilize it?
I want to see Sparker turn into fucking like LeBron here.
A ticket to China. Purchased potentially by Spark of a Supernova is the early opener here. VIRTUS.PRO have to make a decision. Do we commit or do we disengage? And for now, the ebb and flow seems to be that the river's flowing outwards.
Just wait, but if you wait longer, Enzo's gonna have the Psionic Seduction. It's also 3 point percentage.
Hey, we're back to Pokey's forehead, though.
Pokey is already halfway to the next final judgment, and VIRTUS.PRO haven't been able to challenge a huge bionic hook from Sparker into the Trooper's Fist, takes Tanuki down, and this is VIRTUS.PRO's green light.
Unbelievable play to begin with. Nevix once again delivers on the Meteor M.
Shit, bro, shit. They got that. Wait, did they get that point with only one ult? That's no good, chat. That's no good.
Yeah, BRRBRRPATAPIM very much playing so that they can set up for this next fight extremely quickly. They're going to have Eternal Bond and Final Judgment. VIRTUS.PRO do have both of the Strategist ultimates to be able to live it, but Saipe might not be able to keep everyone alive through the fate of both worlds. Finzi utilizes the Aegis, just shielding off Fi on the culling turret, trying to get a little bit more damage onto BRRBRRPATAPIM's approach, but Tanuki on that right side is something that the team have to watch out for, as it's going to be Final Judgment Mirror.
New combo about to drop.
Wait.
That's going to be the metallic curtain drawn up on top. The culling aura gets it done. Fi delivers for damage, and it's Sparker with the final hits. Tanuki up above.
Oh no, bro.
VIRTUS.PRO, they all in on that fight, however.
Alex, bro, the Alex popped his Luna ult, and they didn't do. They all died.
They're going to have Supernova after a little bit of pressure coming through from Tanuki, but that's what you're looking for Nevix to now. Meteor M can absorb parts of the Supernova, and then your Punisher can take the torch down in the sky alone. 62% and more picked up for the side of VIRTUS.PRO. Sparker as well getting tainted voltage to connect onto all of the players stacked upon each other. Finzi gets the crystal connection onto Enzo, but here comes Tanuki. The Supernova's already claimed the Punisher. He gets grabbed into the regen domain. The Meteor M comes out, but it's from BRRBRRPATAPIM.
Oh no, they win this fight though. Oh my god, chat, this is going back and forth, bro. This is going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. This is a nail biter, bro. This is a nail biter.
BRRBRRPATAPIM went before Nevix could build Meteor M. Such an aggressive fast push bought them so much space. And now it's one last fight for VIRTUS.PRO to have to just push into Raw before they go for that strange TP.
This is a fucking nail biter, bro. This is insane.
Go down. It's to him that VIRTUS.PRO are going to be looking to try and secure these picks in the oncoming fight.
It all comes down to this. Polly has a freedom charge to make sure that everyone's going to have enough HP.
Sparker, oh no, VIRTUS.PRO has.
Five building up close to this.
It's about to be an ult fiesta.
Now the freedom charge from Polly is the answer, going in towards the back onto Saipe. Enzo's falling low in his own right, but now here comes the combination that's changed it so many times before. Nevix reigns above it all. Looking
no way! No way! They saw him hiding right there.
Of the final judgments, Fi on the other side could potentially get it done. Saipe drags everybody forward. Pokey's gone down.
No.
Sparker above once again. There's going to be a chance for a last contest.
No way, bro. No way.
To go, surely.
No fucking way, chat.
From Pokey, but Finzy's gonna have Psionic Seduction built up, and BRRBRRPATAPIM spent everything. Enzo and Tanuki's even off of the Human Torch onto the Spider-Man. They don't think they're gonna get through the portal in time to touch.
Kickbacks there, the touch is through. Enzo and Tanuki are already down, but here's the sustainability coming through from the side of Alex. Psionic Seduction will drag all in, grabbed up and destroyed potentially. BRRBRRPATAPIM have what they need to keep this contested, yes, but VIRTUS.PRO have all of their skill, all of their marbles, all their crowns, and all of their traditions are being arrayed in a line to try and keep them alive in this series. It's Tanuki raining above and raining down the fire. Polly falls on down, a big grab through onto Enzo. You look to the stars, you see Ursa Major, and here comes a roar.
No, yeah, no, dude.
Demand respect and demand 5 maps.
We go 5.
We're going 5 maps on the first game of the day, chat. Bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. Sparker deserves this. Sparker does. He deserves to go to. He deserves it, bro.
In the series, the reverse sweep potential still on the cards.
Sparker deserves everything that's going for him right now, bro.
Sparker's Winter Soldier has been absolutely standout, and he's getting so many resources. Like the synergy that the team has.
35 and 7 with 18 final hits and almost 40,000 damage. Tanuki almost had 40,000 damage. Bro, I can't see the stats that fast.
Sucker, whose throat is currently clutched in Emma Frost's hands.
Unbelievable. A reverse sweep potentially on the cards. BRRBRRPATAPIM are giving it their all still. But the Bears,
Sparker, it's been a Sparker chat. I think when
endurance, when the chips are down, they refuse to give up. They refuse to let despair take grasp in their minds.
It feels as well like they engineered the composition that BRRBRRPATAPIM were on. Tanuki going over to the Torch, it was meditated. Sparker with that Winter Soldier pick just made it so much harder for Tanuki to commit into these fights. Yes, we saw some amazing gameplay coming
Oh, you're
through
good.
from
Well,
Tanuki.
I'm not gonna go look at it.
But even coming on through, having to fly above the point rather than directly on top of it, VIRTUS.PRO would take advantage of, so they would be able to find map flips, even when there were players of BRRBRRPATAPIM still up and standing.
I would say that Rad Esports are waiting in the wings, like VOD watching and studying, but honestly, I don't know how anyone could look at this analytically first time through and feel anything other than sheer joy. This is esports, Mox. This is such a series.
This is Marvel Rivals being played at the absolute highest level. These are players who understand when an ultimate comes out from your team, that is the win condition. And they all in on that win condition. Every single time we got to see these final judgments coming through from either side, look at the amount of resources that the other Punisher has to be able to break through to finally win the final judgment joust. We've got Magneto Bulwarks, we've got Emma Aegiuses, we've got Psionic Seductions to make sure that the other team is silenced fully and can do naught but turn and walk towards the pretty shiny. And this is such a banger of a series.
I don't know about you, Mox, but I need a break. So we'll be back for map 5 after this.
damn, bro. Yo, what's up, Jay Pizzle? Appreciate it. When will the finals be played? The finals will... What, for this? Finals are going to be played after this game. This is the lower bracket finals, chat. You gotta, whoever wins the lower bracket finals goes to the upper bracket, the grand finals and all that. Yeah, I heard that what do you call it? Asia Finals went to a match 8. That's crazy. I'm very happy that both of those teams, even though it was so close, both go to China as well. If you go to a match 8, I feel like you just gotta be like, you know what? Both teams get in. By the way, Saps, appreciate the massive Prime sub, and please move, appreciate the massive 100 bits as well. I think you should wear yellow swim trunks for us. I don't have yellow swim trunks. My 9 to 5 is causing me to miss this. Stupid customers keep coming in. Just let me watch. How you doing today, J3? Bro, just quit. Just quit. Don't do that though. Don't do that. When's the LAN happening? Next month. If VIRTUS.PRO wins this, they'll be against Rad. If BRRBR what the hell is going on? Bro, why is there so many weird things that I need to do for an appointment tomorrow? This is a very important game right here, though, chat. This last match is very important. Whoever wins this last match, I'm pretty sure goes to China. So both teams are basically fighting for their chances to go to China. I think both teams deserve to go the way they're both playing like this. But it feels bad that only one gets to go. Just got a PC after playing on console since release. Been liking actually being able to aim. True. Hey, but there's a lot of people who are using controllers in this tournament.
Be anything else but 2-2, the last possible moments. VIRTUS.PRO versus BRRBRRPATAPIM. It's all on the line. A ticket to China to the grand finals, a share of a $250,000 prize pool, but also going to the first ever international LAN for Marvel Rivals.
Yeah, and bragging rights as well, where you can finally say once and for all, BRRBRRPATAPIM or VIRTUS.PRO, which team are better? Because we came into this season, that was a question. That was at the back of our minds, at the back of every single team's minds. Whenever we talk to them and being like, oh, who do you think is going to win overall? Or rank the teams that you think are the strongest. I would hear consistently, some people would immediately put full stock in VIRTUS.PRO, but there were rumors and whispers circulating about BRRBRRPATAPIM, how strong this team was, how strong the pickups had been, the players that they'd been able to put together, the hero pools that everyone on this team had, and the fact that they were the ones winning scrims, that they've been the most successful so far outside of official game
When will
plays.
Sentinels play their final?
We've got
chat, that's NA right now. NA is after EMEA. We're on EMEA right now.
Very much a dive flavored team, which meant that they were pretty easy to understand what comps you're up against, how you can potentially go into the pick and ban draft system against them and limit their power levels. And they've just fully evolved and flourished into a team that can play so many different ways, and that's what VIRTUS.PRO has always been able to do too. So it feels like it's two juggernauts, a movable object, unstoppable force, but one of them is going to have to give.
Yeah, they have their strengths, certainly. They have their predilections and their own little flavors, but these teams can play anything, it's true. And only one can make it to LAN. Rad is already waiting hungrily in the grand finals for whatever team comes out of this. And the team that comes out of this is either going to be dead tired or fired up beyond belief. Right now, the momentum lies with VIRTUS.PRO. The potential for a reverse sweep is so real.
The potential for a full hold on this next map, though, is also just as likely, Harry, because BRRBRRPATAPIM, they decide they will put their tournament lives and LAN potential on the line and take us to the newest map. And I mean, this isn't just a statement, right? This is a gauntlet, a glove being slapped upon the cheek of VIRTUS.PRO, because VIRTUS.PRO have gone on record to say that they love the next map that we're headed to. We finalized this on Araco.
It's all gonna finish on the brand new map, and it's the same first bans again, baby. Don't let Ken play the Loki. Don't let Fi eat up.
I mean, they're fine having Tanuki on that torch, but that's exactly why BRRBRRPATAPIM are gonna deviate. No more Captain America protection. They saved the Logan.
All right. Tanuki has been able to do so much with the Logan thus far. But now, yeah, maybe you don't have the first protect on Polly's Captain America anymore.
They're saving Wolverine. That's very interesting.
Likely going to see Saipe's Loki protected again.
I wonder if BRRBR go after the Gamma. It's not the highest matter, but the last time these two teams went head-to-head on this map, Tanuki was forced over to the Wolverine, and the Namor and the Hulk made his life absolute misery.
I mean, like, we just finished an Asia Grand Finals that was an 8-map best of 7. We're going to map 5 for this one. This might be one of the most hard days to schedule around in Marvel Rivals in history, because I bet that our Grand Finals is going to go to 7, which means NA is probably going to be waiting for a while.
Yeah, well, we're going to be waiting to see more Punisher gameplay. As Star-Lord is removed from the side of VIRTUS.PRO, Punisher is taken out from the side of BRRBRRPATAPIM. So no more 1v1 final judgments. And I think this is actually a stroke of genius from VIRTUS.PRO if they decide to go through with this. The Winter Soldier protection. They know that Tanuki is going to be out on the Wolverine. So what better way of playing versus him with a bionic hook waiting to grab him if he tries to land his hands on a Vanguard?
Gonna have to be the counter ban. Potentially on the Punisher. You don't want to have that uneven Punisher gradient. VIRTUS.PRO had to acquiesce to that earlier and just go, okay, fine, we'll mirror the Punisher, we'll put Fi on it. One last protect here.
Wait, Harry, Psylocke's made it through, and Luna so far for both teams.
Yeah, the Psylocke. Pokey's great at the Psylocke. Are you going to get as much value out of it without Polly on the cap? Maybe.
Potentially you don't have a Luna though, because I think VIRTUS.PRO uses this last ban system slot to take the Luna out. So you can go for the Psylocke 1v1, but Sparker will have the lead. Both of them are going to have... Oh, I was going to say both of them are going to have...
To be honest, the way that I see Sparker playing the Winter Soldier, I don't even think you should be banning the Psylocke anymore. Just let him play Psylocke. Get him off that Winter Soldier. Also,
and Luna Snow makes it
Luna Snow and Loki again for VIRTUS.PRO, bro. Why are they allowing that combo to go through?
And disallowing Tanuki.
They need to ban Loki, chat. They need to ban Loki.
Oh, this is it's gonna be a bit of an Emma Frost. Could be a big difference maker here. That's gonna force Enzo to pick up the Hulk. Enzo's very good at the Hulk. I wouldn't mind seeing Enzo play the Venom sometime as well. We've seen it get a lot of value, especially in overtime on Midtown.
Not against the Thing though. I feel.
Yeah, the Thing really is an issue for that.
The Thing was one of the first counters that a lot of people looked to when Dive was becoming a problem, since you would utilize the Earthbound debuff. The Venom would go in, and then before he could swing out, boom. Guy was just prevented from moving a singular inch. No force physics necessary, so you still got to have the star strategist lineup that you wanted to. As both of these teams, as we can see from production so helpfully providing for us, are 3-1 on Araco coming on through.
The Flora Colossus is ready to once more bring verdant life to this machined block. But who will be... Oh, okay, Nemix has already been exiled. They're holding early. That's Fi on the Doctor Strange, by the way. This is going to be a TP. This is going to be a Team Pep style defense.
Yeah, Sparketeers on that Winter Soldier. They catch immediately the flank that BRRBRRPATAPIM try to find. The Gamma Monstro taken out before it can find VIRTUS.PRO's exposed backline of strategists. And in the meantime, Saipe more than happy at showing that Hypercritical Oath can become Hypocritical Oath when a Loki is a strategist on the line.
Yes, I've taken my Hypocritical Oath. Why do you ask? Nevix just bopping around with these Stone Haymakers. Tanuki's made the swap. No more Wolverine even against Triple Tank. Instead going for that back line with the Black Panther. The Brainiac Marks could be everything. An early grab here, and oh my goodness, it's so difficult to survive this as with Doctor Strange.
Sorry, chat, I didn't.
I'm here. Attention. The Thing has already done a good amount of damage, though. Remember that.
I'm here, guys. I'm here.
Shut it down.
Look at the amount of attention they're bringing. The bionic hook comes on fur from Sparker, but you've only got one hook against one duelist. And Pokey is tag teaming off of the space that Tanuki provides. In fact, everyone looks at the Panther, and the solo gets away for free.
Oh, that's such an unfortunate reload there for Pokey. Sparker finds him just when they're at their weakest. A big grab onto Enzo. There's still a Kraken impact in the back pocket, but you don't really want to use that one. Instead, just going to TP back quickly and use it, I imagine.
Yeah, VP just going to be sacrificing themselves on the objective itself, given the fact that they lost both of their strategists to Pokey in the back line. And it's going to be a very fast contested TP play coming on from them. They do have the regeneration domain, so no ultimate needed to match up to the sustain that Ken provides on the Eternal Bond. But now that the Eternal Bond has come on through, out comes the fate of both worlds. Agamotto catches only Nevix, however, though, and that's not going to result into anything outside of a huge Meteor M connection onto Jay3.
Yeah, Jay3 dunked on, which means there's going to be a second strategist ultimate available here. Agamotto from Fi gets absolutely nothing, but Bass Descent ready to go as well, and most of the defensive options are gone already. Tanuki slicing back and forth with the Spirit Rend, which is to slice through the flesh of the bears and turn them into burgers, as BRRBRRPATAPIM clean up on the backside of this one, investing everything they can. VIRTUS.PRO, but don't really have a sustainability, but they are burning time. Hello, managed to get one on the backside. Pokey punished by Fincy. Tanuki awakened.
It's not 3 million for this. It's split into different stages in different regions.
The dance of the butterflies, which means that Jay3 with the fate of both worlds manages to utilize it to pocket.
Holy shit, look at Polly, 10 and 0.
VIRTUS.PRO have one more good fight before BRRBRRPATAPIM find themselves on.
Why does this guy play Captain America, bro? His mag is goated.
Past the Strange.
Only time for one more fight. Tanuki tempts the hook. Oh, that's a connection. It's going to be a quick disengagement, though. Quick reset on the Spirit Rend and back up onto the high ground. Enzo looking for the wing of their team. Oh, Ken taken off the side by Fi. The Eternal Bond going to take a little bit longer to charge now. Enzo under siege from the Emafrost. That's a take to the skies right now. However, look at that. A good shutdown could be enough to try and get rid of Saipe. What a peel coming through from a clobbering time of Nevix. Enzo's already down. Sparker still surviving. Unable to find it. Big grab onto Pokey. Tanuki
only 30 seconds left, chat. Only 30 seconds left for BRRBRRPATAPIM, bro. They gotta get their shit together.
With the fate of both worlds, Sparker overwhelmed.
They gotta get their shit together, bro.
It's gonna be Saipe trying to turn it on around. Was that a copy there?
That's a copy of Emma.
Oh, that might not be the sustainability that they wanted, but it might be a good way to try and shut down Ken after this. The dance of the butterflies.
Oh no, oh no.
Vanguards. The health pool is going to be regenerated though by the domain, laid down by Saipe. 63
oh
healing
no,
remains.
chat. I think Saipe. I think that's a big mistake, bro. As a Loki player, you never, ever want to copy anyone but your Luna or like another support. Oh no, Loki. I mean, it's to be honest with you, it's not Saipe's fault. It's just that Emma Frost is too fucking thick, bro.
Despite Nevix on this thing. Last stand's gonna be in play up for 5 though, as is the fastball special. We're going to the batting cages, and Polly is going to the respawn room.
Yeah, Polly already down. Almost 100 rage here. Fire's going to have a great setup for their last stand, if only they want it. But for now, the overwhelming cleave that Nevix brings to the table might be more than enough. Pokey shuts it down before it can get too much done. Tanuki now looking in towards that back line. Fire exactly the same. BRRBRRPATAPIM, they're closer to their spawn here, so the trades are in their favor. Fincy might get overwhelmed. Saipe with the rescue. The Doppel going output is not to be underestimated, which is why Pokey has to use the wing shurikens to take it on down. Jay3 an emergency here, giving over that extra space with the fate of both worlds and dragging the team forward. Here comes Enzo, big stun onto Fi, forces out the aftermath. But look at this, Sparker reigns above it all, waiting for the Psylocke to emerge and slaying them thereafter.
That is the second time, by the way, that
God damn, bro.
The Eye of Agamotto stun, not off of help from his team, but the CC immunity that Kraken Impact
Oh my God.
on the aerial jump. He's done it on first, he does it on second, and even though Eye of Agamotto could potentially find its mark, Finzi with the Carbon Crush takes down the follow-up Maelstrom of Madness before it can come on through.
This is insane, bro.
On this first corner, which means it's so horrible for a space that Tanuki has to intrude onto. He's got to be careful that he doesn't go into that puddle of ground on the earth, as it is going to provide the earthbound status.
I think they know that he's flanking.
He's looking for a flank.
Oh, I think they.
Oh, Fincy worried about the location of that Wolverine. Gonna be a quick grab, Fi, dragging players in. It's a lot of damage off the back of a last stand, but sustainability still there thanks to a fate of both worlds. In towards the back, Dredro's already down. Tanuki delivers when you ask for the clutch. Tanuki's there. He's always been.
Wait, don't leave him in the back line. I wouldn't leave fucking Sparker alive in the back line. Oh my God, thank you. I got scared, bro. Leaving Sparker roam free on the map? That's scary, chat.
TP. They're going for TP play, but Sparker is a little bit behind the rest of the team in terms of respawn. Does have Kraken Impact, but the Terror...
Wait, did Pokey go through that teleport and ult them? Oh my God.
They just don't have the bodies to be able to get past.
Pokey went through the teleport and popped ult and got 2.
I think the Pokey just dove in there.
They were 30 seconds away from getting full health to this.
To stay back to share out the damage to democratize for slices.
Sparker 2 was denied an opportunity to use Kraken Impact. Tanuki, surely they check the Wolverine. They're currently having to deal with Enzo on the thing, and the melee, the boxing match going on between himself and Nevix as Enzo comes on for the clobbering time and gets stunned out of the ult.
All right, reset available here for Sparker.
Oh,
no HP to play with, though. Delivers onto Cyper. BRRBRRPATAPIM unconcerned, but Nevic's going to give him something to think about right here. The Stone Haymakers don't have the range right now to try and chase down Pokey. The escape is good. Fires on that one. Pokey with a disengage. Still grabs Fincy, but fine out. They're going to do their best Sparker impression. Polly says absolutely not. The Sinnoh cosplay zone.
Tanuki's got another last stand. Fi can come on.
What does that mean? Are you doing May spectates today? I don't know what. I don't know what May spectates means.
And go for this back line, then they're going to be giving up a lot of space to have to peel for him.
Oh, I am spectating right now.
Okay, there we go. Fi scouts out the Wolverine, tries to take over the absence, and Pokey tries to utilize the ultimate. Fi's forced to go for the duel.
Oh, Fi taking another Stone Haymaker. The second that it's over. BRRBRRPATAPIM, it's in their hands now to make it work. The solo last stand. Dredro needs to be rescued. It's Cypay there with the fate of both worlds.
Come on, Pokey.
Once again, Fincy channeling the Sonic Seduction. Desperately wants to try and find Pokey, but unable to grab that one. A clobbering time stuns up Sparker, and now the backline's in desperate danger. But when the danger calls, Sparker responds, and he yells,
Sparker.
Danger!
They're not gonna get the TP down. No. Sparker is disgusting, chat. Sparker is disgusting, chat. All I hear, I'm gonna go to sleep tonight, and all I'm gonna hear is again and again and again and again.
Something to note here is that we're currently
that was a good push, though.
The Pokey versus Sparker Psylocke conclusion of who is the strongest in the EMEA region.
Yo, Dunce, appreciate us at 300 bits. Not a lot of teams finish this map, chat. Not a lot of teams get that far. That was a very good push by BRRBRRPATAPIM. Very good. They didn't get the cap.
Oh, good VIRTUS.PRO, they've got so far to go. BRRBRRPATAPIM, they may have been hoping for the full completion, yes, but I think they're already happy with the distance gained. This is such a defensively favored map. We've seen so many first holds. And now, BRRBRRPATAPIM, their fate is in their own hands, Mox. There's no one but the 12 players in this lobby who can do anything more.
You're worried too if you're the side of VIRTUS.PRO with the amount of just spaces on this map where it's really awkward to try and land a Kraken Impact. BRRBRRPATAPIM now on the defense, they can kite when they know that Sparker's ultimate is approaching and just avoid it off of low overhanging door frames.
Which one is this?
Oh, between these two teams.
Yeah, but Costco remade on.
What's could it have been? Fighting for this last spot. Rad, they proved their supremacy in the bracket. They've done so well. VIRTUS.PRO and BRRBRRPATAPIM, it's a rivalry as old as time.
Well, if VIRTUS.PRO can open up this fight immediately with a good Wolverine grab, but no, Fi is not able to grab anything but oxygen. The knife falls to Sparker to push back BRRBRRPATAPIM around that corner, but they're not going to overcommit. They're just going to hold and wait to time the drop. As you can see, VIRTUS.PRO so vigilant of wherever Pokey could potentially pop up from.
Yeah, that Pokey angle, it's so scary to deal with. And a team like VIRTUS.PRO giving that kind of respect to the Sparker, to the Psylocke, well earned, considering that Spark has been dominating on it already. The passive of the Wolverine burn. Tanuki might well be in trouble here. Polly's fallen down. There's so much resources demanded by the low HP Wolverine.
BRRBRRPATAPIM tried to hold on to so much space, controlling both the high ledge and also the low ground and the rotation off angle that Pokey was playing from. Pokey, though, has been slowly building up down, so the Butterflies just farming it when Sparker is looking at other targets. But Sparker, I guess, utilized Troopers first, put himself onto high ground, and he can immediately put pressure onto BRRBRRPATAPIM's backline. Another pick hasn't come on through, but look at the space that VIRTUS.PRO have to play with.
Oh, they've got so much space, but they don't have control of the cart for now. Oh, Pokey finished off by Fi. Sparky starts to crack an impact in the back pocket, but look at this. Nevix is going to be able to tax this entry so much for Stone Haymakers. The AoE is overwhelming.
Can buy BRRBRRPATAPIM safe passage into this fight with an Eternal Bond, and that's going to have to be the play. Out comes the Terror Cape 2, sending VIRTUS.PRO to back away, and Sparky gets the Troopers first connection onto Tanuki regardless.
Oh, and they've warded away that Black Panther. He's going to have to wait a while to come back in now. Quick freeze, I believe. Enzo, stunned up by Nevix. And here comes the Kraken's impact. Landing down yet again over to the Cloak and Dagger. Trying to chase out that Dark Dimension escape from the Cloak. But the final note might well be the cross heel here. And a shutdown onto the Meteor Rim. The regen domains were everything. You can't keep this one contested if you're Psylocke. Pokey tries to cancel it just in time. But VIRTUS.PRO still claim first in good time.
And Tanuki goes down as well. They're going to be able to stagger out Ken, which is brutal. Though BRRBRRPATAPIM are stalling out the progression of the objective by having as many bodies on the point as they have been.
VIRTUS.PRO held first point for 4 minutes.
Control of the next corner, which the defenders
BRRBRRPATAPIM only held out
get to
for
utilize
what, 2?
to stall and stabilize out for such a long time. Enzo's actually going to swap onto the Doctor Strange, giving up the full charge of clobbering time, just so that BRRBRRPATAPIM have an extra shield. Another form of CEC that potentially keeps Sparker in check when it comes to the Bionic Hook pickups, but he still gets grabbed!
Oh, still getting the grab. Polly taken down, and when you've got 2 of these shield vanguards, that means all the more cleave for Nevix, who's back to the old tried and true fire on the off angle, just taking away this space. VIRTUS.PRO, they are looking hot on Araco.
Cypher's gonna have God of Mischief. Nevix gets to play as aggressively in the face of BRRBRRPATAPIM. Has the clobbering time. If Ken tries to utilize an Eternal Bond the way we saw him first to get the team safely in.
Man, no, chat. BRRBRRPATAPIM is selling their defense, bro.
Both worlds coming on through instead.
3 players stunned by the clobbering time, and the Culling Aura given out as well by Sparker. An attempt here at the dance for Ballflies from 5, but no targets present themselves. Enzo gets 2 stuns, 1 onto Sparker, 1 onto Nevix. The MVP's down for now, and the Terror Cape as well means plenty of damage onto Nevix, but being grabbed here could be curtained. The damage is real, but guess what? Pokey's returned, and Tanuki's here as well. Pokey's still got themselves their dance of the Butterflies, so try and turn this one around. A fully charged Emma beam could be so much to try and deal with. Nevix forced to give up their little bit of positioning here, but this is going to be very aggressive. Enzo couldn't fly away inside the Yancy Street charge. They were earthbound.
I'm scared.
Noted, and now
I think VIRTUS.PRO might be winning this.
Anyone who presents himself to the Emma, full charge here for Fincy into the diamond form, sharing out the damage inside of the Fate of Both Worlds. It's impossible to manage. Polly needs to deliver on this.
Wait,
it's inside their own portal.
Did he just throw it inside the portal? Oh my fucking god.
They need a clutch. They need a rescue. They need a hero. It's the last stand to try and do it. It will get Cypher, but not much more than that.
They threw that through the fucking portal, chat. No shot.
Gonna try and chase it down. It's a single stun onto Polly. Yet another Eternal Bond from Ken to answer the clobbering time, and Spark is caught out with few friends.
Huge Terror Cape as well, given how much space Ken was able to make into the backline of VIRTUS.PRO. That just gets followed up off of the back of base primary from the Magneto, and that fight went on so incredibly long. It's now 1 minute and a half. Sparker, though, going to be approaching that Kraken impact. Enzo is going to have the Eye of Agamotto. Alex can line it up, can sync to the beat. Fate of both worlds for the damage amplifier on the Maelstrom of Madness, but it's going to have to be BRRBRRPATAPIM trying to take the Kraken impact down before it takes them out of the tournament.
Early isolation onto Tanuki. Alex still has, yeah, the ultimate here to try and keep everyone sustained. Enzo grabbed, knocked back, and that's even more space for Forakolos to try and play with. Multiple movement abilities have been shot on down by Yancey. Street Charge is doing the damage. Here we go in towards the back.
They only got a tank, bro. They're not gonna kill that. Oh no, Sparker has ult, chat. GG. 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 Sparker has ult. GG. No, GG. Nah, GG, bro.
Absolutely not.
So when Sparker gets ult, bro, when Sparker gets ult, GG.
For free on Kraken impact timing into Eye of Agamotto, and BRRBRRPATAPIM lose the potential of holding VIRTUS.PRO on second, and we head into third. This is it, Harry. It all comes down to this. One team will triumph, one team will find themselves out of the tournament. Finzy's got the Psionic Seduction, Dreeder the fate of both worlds, and VIRTUS.PRO's fate is in the Vanguard's hands.
No more second chances, no more mulligans. All the weeks, months, years of scrims, it all comes down to this. Pokey already taken down by 5, filling in on the Psylocke and delivering here. A big Terror Cape from Ken could be everything. The blind is good, but the Psionic Seduction is better. That magnetic curtain's gonna
I have
drop
food
soon,
in front of me, but I can't eat for the next minute because I'm so like
Tanuki still on the other
so
side,
into
has
this.
themselves a passive to play with. Pokey forced to disengage, has the dance of the butterflies.
Chat, this is
and
the
Enzo just
last.
gonna stall out the cart with
This
their
is
life.
basically the last 70 seconds right here of the tournament for them, for one of these teams.
On the Winter Soldier, and speaking about Winter Soldier, Spark has got the ultimate. Nevix is clobbering time to set it up. BRRBRRPATAPIM have to dodge the ultimates coming through from VIRTUS.PRO, or they're done.
5 noted on the approach here. Pokey takes them down. It's an excellent opener coming through from Pokey. Can the rest
That's a
of the
good
team
pick,
now
though. That's
deliver
a really
on
good
their
pick.
own promises? VIRTUS.PRO have already called this
shit
one.
from Pokey.
They want to try and take the fight with 5 ultimates later, not on demand.
Oh my god, chat, I just realized something. I just realized something. Look on the top of your screen. Both teams have every single ult in the game. Oh no, Fi, you cannot die twice in a row like that, bro.
And this has been all the time that was needed here for BRRBRRPATAPIM to build up to their own 5 ults. Soon to be 6.
It's almost 6 ults versus 6 ults. It's whoever has the better ult economy and ult rotation wins.
Ready to come down from the top. Tanuki lies in.
Pokey got 3. Oh my god, Pokey has been getting kills.
Onto Enzo, not so much value gained off the back. A pair of dances of the butterflies. Everybody doing more damage. Streetro taken down out of their ultimate here.
Even Sparker cannot finish it, chat. Even Sparker wow, no way. Oh my god, did you guys hear the caster? Jesus Christ!
Gets picked before the fight. BRRBRRPATAPIM 3 times in a row
Jesus!
to pick up a player from VIRTUS.PRO before the fight begins, and VIRTUS.PRO not having that confidence, not wanting to go for the 6v6 brawl with that much on the line, call off the fight, reposition, and look to come back anew.
If I was Sparker,
take the opportunity to
I would hold my head up high. He did very well, but then I would get drunk at night, so I don't remember it. Oh my god, that 34 and 10 with 23 final hits, almost 40,000 damage. Pokey popped off though. Pokey was able to get Fi twice back to back, and then Fi somehow got Saipe. Oh no, sorry. Pokey managed to get Saipe when he had ult. Pokey I think carried that.
But BRRBRRPATAPIM